Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Marvel Monday. We are back.
Took a while to get started today, didn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, tell people what's going on. Did we turn off the AC? Did you guys turn off the AC?
I did. I turned it off.
Okay, we good?
Yeah, I got it. You don't want that surprisiness
Oh my
again.
gosh, I got a thousand different things in my head right now.
I want to rewind. I want to rewind the clock back about a year and a half-ish, 2020 time frame. And the world was upside down, right? Pandemic, isolation, etc.
I feel like I'm moving 5 times faster than you right now.
Have you had a lot of coffee?
Yes, and I would like more. Is there more?
No. We can make more.
It's too late.
It sounds delicious, actually. Anyways.
Doesn't that sound good?
So we started streaming. We were streaming on Mondays, Marvel Monday, even before the pandemic.
Right.
2019 into 2020, doing a lot of Monday.
The old demo with Evan. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
At Gen Con?
Remember the whole Gen Con stream of Champions?
Let me tell you, man. I went back and watched that Gen Con stream the other day. It looks horrible. Absolutely horrible.
It was rough. But that was literally like early stream.
That's right.
We weren't even streaming weekly at that point.
You got to talk through the tin can connected to a string before you can talk on a telephone.
That's right.
As I've always said.
So we're slowly getting there. Anyways, we were streaming Pandemic 5 days a week, and one of the number one things, I remember back every day I'd be like, yo, everybody, where are you from?
Yeah.
And like it would just be fascinating. There are people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually it became normal.
Yeah.
Such as life.
Zach stopped caring.
But back then,
Took everything for granted.
there was a good 6 months where maybe the number one question we would get while we were live is if we had ever considered opening kind of a satellite in, as an example, like the UK.
Oh, yeah.
So that we could ship to people, because a few things were happening. Brexit was happening. Some weird EU stuff, weird tax stuff. And then it ended up being like, right now, if you're in the UK to order something from us, you have fish shipping. And if it's over 13 ounces or 16 a pound, it's priority. And so it's like $50 to $100. And you have to pay VAT taxes up front, 20%.
Yeah.
And you have to pay customs on the way in.
Wasn't a great experience.
No.
This is a really long intro to this. I'm glad. It has nothing really to do with Marvel Champions. I thought you were going to talk about Marvel Champions specifically.
Oh, I went
totally
about
like the playing of it. And I also thought that the number one question we were getting asked was, how do both of your hair styles look so good?
That's exactly where it was going.
So that was, I guess, the second most asked question.
They were really wondering conditioning treatments and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So we got asked that question a lot. And we literally, it was over a year ago now, started officially going down. So we actually talked about international expansion years ago.
It was a goal like Q3 of last year, I think, to get this thing launched.
Yeah. Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Uh-huh.
Third parties, man.
Yeah. So we this has been a dream for a long time that we would be able to do this, and we've been working on it literally over a year. Like we're gonna do this, solve this problem, and if I'm not mistaken, as of right now today, it is now available. So I'm gonna link.
Well, so this is the as we talked about, this is the tin can version of the phone right now. So we do have kind of the bare bones
setup.
People talk, and the podcast is actually a really good setup for this too. Which it's like we're doing it on purpose, and I will continue to say that we are because that's a better narrative. But there's this minimum viable product idea, right? You guys have all heard this probably. MVP, minimum viable product. Where like what is the least functional something has to be before it gets in front of the public or it serves its purpose. So that's kind of where we are with this UK fulfillment side. We do have products available that will ship domestically in the UK. That will be via Royal Mail, and we have done a lot of testing on that, and we have had UK friends test the system as well. But nothing is ever quite like getting it out in the public, and so it's not fancy, and there's a lot of non-ideal experiences that you might have with the system. So let me just briefly talk about one of them, really the main one. So here's the main thing that you just got to be aware of. We have a category currently on the site that is called UK shipping. Might be called UK domestic shipping by the time you see this.
I just linked to that category in the chat.
So that's in there.
And it's, if you're watching later, cub.link/UK-shipping.
It's just, that easy. How clean is that link, right? So there is a category there. Now what we're doing is we're launching with a very limited number of products right now. So what we've learned throughout our years, decade plus now of experience doing things that are not the most obvious things to be doing, kind of like pushing the edges of systems, is you don't want to go whole hog right up front. That's how problems are caused. So we've got a limited selection of products. We're testing the system. We're going to look at how the products get delivered, timelines they get delivered in, how well the warehouse is doing on the various tasks that are involved in those processes, how the experience is for people in the UK.
Making sure all the tax info is getting collected correctly and all that.
Making sure the queen gets a cut, these kinds of things. So once all of that is sorted out and we feel like it's all streamlined and we work through some of the kinks, then we'll look at adding more things, particularly and potentially even subscriptions for various games and those kinds of things. So we're not there yet. It's not a whole everything's ready, but there is a limited number of products. And relevant to this stream is our Marvel Champions Cosmic Boards and the token sets. Both the token sets are available. Now, the caveat here is that...
Perfect storm, really.
There is a certain number of these products available in the UK warehouse. However, on the front end, there is no way for you to know whether or not whatever it is that you're buying from that category is available only in the US, from the US, or from the UK. So what may happen is you have a cart of all of these UK products, and then you go to check out and you don't see Royal Mail. So why would that happen? So that would happen in the case that some of these products are available from our Tulsa warehouse, standard issue. You can pay your worldwide shipping to get them to you like normal. Or it could be that there's an issue or an error with our system. But the majority of the time, what this means is just basically that this product is available to the rest of the world, so we don't want to mark it as out of stock on our site. But whenever you actually go to checkout, Royal Mail isn't showing for you, and that's just because it's not available in the UK currently. Now, if that's happening to you, you can do a little trial and error. You can remove one product from your cart, check the shipping again. Oh, it's working now, so that means that one product was the one that was not available in the UK. And then as we move forward and adapt and change and improve the technology, we'll be able to start displaying those things and have greater communication between you and our systems. But for now, this is just the minimum way to do it.
And it's also worth noting, I mean, you can still order it from us in the US. It's just obviously going to take longer and cost more. But if it is in that category, we're going to be doing our best to keep those in stock in the UK. Mm-hmm. But of course, making products in the US and getting to the UK is a process. And another thing that happened, another limitation of the system, we talked this past week on the podcast about systems. And it's kind of this idea that you start with what works and then you make it better and better over time, which we're aiming to do. We're already working on better solutions to the same problem. But another unfortunate reality that we're living in this very, very, very second is when something is out of stock in the US, it'll actually show out of stock, period.
Everywhere, right? We have no way to differentiate between, hey, this is in the UK, but it's not universally available. We don't have like two buttons, add to cart in the UK, don't add to cart in the States, that kind of thing.
So if you see something that's out of stock in general, just know that we're going to be trying to restock that. And we may have it in stock, but we run out in the US as an example. And we do our best not to be out of stock of anything at any point. But all sorts of stuff happens. Like right now, we're running into some manufacturing issues. On the supply side,
just the song of the time, is it not?
So it just cascades on itself. But I will say also, if you're in the UK and you buy something from us, hearing about that experience would be great. So you can leave a comment on a video, you can leave a live chat comment, you can tweet at us, you can all that kind of stuff. Or
get in our Discord. Discord would be great. I would really love it if it was in Discord, particularly for the relevant game that you were ordering from. Just tag Zachary, or we'll find it. I'm always checking that Discord.
And anyone in the UK ordering now, just be aware that it's something that is super helpful for us because this is a first step, and that'll help us both improve the system, test it, and then assuming things are going well, that's how we'll know that we're ready to expand into some of the other stuff we want to add to the UK.
That's right. So hey, thanks everybody for all the support over the years, and it's such an honor to get to a point where I think particularly for Zach and I, being involved in this when it was in the back of your dad's office in Chelsea, Oklahoma, and we were selling one product a month. To be able to actually offer service domestic in the UK is an incredible sign of just growth and potential. And is there more to come? I think, we'll keep our eyes on it and maybe say, maybe EU's next, Canada's next, those kinds of things. So it's a process, it's a journey, and we just keep moving forward and doing the best we can to serve people. So thank you for being here for it. I mean, you're the reason. If you're a subscriber, particularly if you're getting the products from us, that's where the money lives. And as you probably know by now, if you're an adult person, where the money is generally where you can invest. So if you don't have money, you can't invest. and that's been the majority of my life. So understand those realities. So I appreciate everybody being here for it. Yeah.
And someone did ask earlier if we were doing EU next. So it's kind of a stacked layer of tests, right? So this is just testing in general in the UK. If that goes well, we'll expand in the UK, see how that goes. If the UK in general, the whole plan goes well, then you can imagine this is something we want to replicate anywhere it makes sense. Some areas just won't make sense. There's not enough people, particularly a lot of people in our audience are either primary or secondary English speakers, readers. And so there's only so many places that both is true and also there's enough people buying those products. So we'll see, but it's a good first step.
I might just have to learn French. Maybe we'll have to do the occasional weekly French stream. We can hit Quebec and France. You get a twofer on that one.
There's some, aren't there some French islands?
There's some other French is kind of around as all of the kind of post-colonial realities is. Also, does it sound okay? Everything sound good? One of the things that I'm trying to test is making sure that the levels are not coming out into OBS too high. So if the video sounds particularly quiet or otherwise like not ideal, please let me know that and we will get it solved.
Thomas, shout out to you saying glad to help out with everything. Covenant Content membership went through. Appreciate you signing up. That's a huge.
Oh my gosh!
All our content
amazing.
Members and local members are just it's amazing.
Centrics, you're right. Quebec French. I was actually in France with a person from Quebec, getting around Paris, and that's a funny story all its own. But yeah, it was essentially he was like, it's not even really the same language. And they would immediately, and everyone in Paris immediately knew. It's like, oh, Quebec, okay.
I see.
Yeah, it's like the Oklahoma of the States.
That's right. I can hear that accent. Morton said the guy is still putting out Arkham content. Sorry if it's been answered elsewhere. We are and we aren't. Ultimately, we got to the point where there are no more digital images for the next piece of the chapter that we're wanting to play available online. And that's what we use to pop cards onto the screen. And if we're going to invest in producing the content, it doesn't make sense unless we're going to do it right. So we are currently on pause until they get resolved, hoping that does get resolved. But
I was going to tell you, I've been working as best we can with Asmodee to hopefully get those images direct. And there is some movement there. There's some progress there. It hasn't happened yet, but at least there's a light shimmering, and that would be really cool.
Like someone's breathing there?
That would help us tremendously to just keep the consistency of these streams not being held up by technical limitations like that. Question from Funkula here. With Arkham on hiatus, any chance we'll get some more Earthborn Rangers coverage? So I actually talked to Andrew recently about this, and he's wanting to push out a number of beta testing changes and stuff through various scenarios, the lens of various scenarios.
That could be cool.
I said that we would be happy to potentially test some of that on stream.
Wouldn't that be cool?
So that is possible. Yes, yeah. It is very possible that that's going to happen.
Eric's saying there's full images of Innsmouth in the TTS
I just don't know where they come from. Are they not on ArkhamDB, though? Or anywhere where I can rip them?
Stephen T saying, can we get some British accents now as well? So my British accent is not good, and I don't want to embarrass myself or dishonor my British friends.
What is it that separates the people who can do accents from those who can't? Because there are some people, it feels like you're either yes or no on that question, like you can do them all or none of them.
I wondered the same thing about people that can sing. Don't have that gene.
Yeah, they kind of left off all the voice traits from you.
Ultimately, I'm okay with it.
Not terrible. Yeah, not terrible.
Yeah. It would be fun. But no.
Eric, if they are on ArkhamDB, then we will be back at it in no time. We've been checking that weekly. I'll check it right now. Real time. Zach, you want to talk about Marvel Champions?
I do. Okay, so we've been doing the Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign. We started our traditional expert, got to collector, second scenario, and then said, this is not fun. And so then we were like, hey, why don't we play the characters we want? Let's restart. Let's play on standard. And let's just have a good time with it. Right?
Yeah, it seems like a crazy idea in retrospect.
Played against Drang, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Played against Collector, beat Collector.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good time.
Had a pretty good time.
Yeah, ultimately.
Played Collector too. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, not terrible.
Then we played Nebula. And I'm not gonna spare any words here.
Okay.
I did not have fun last week.
Yeah. Well, anyone watching had no idea that was the case.
Yeah. And I literally, we had a long conversation at the end of the stream.
Like it is with me often, where like I'm just like, please stop.
Yeah, and it
quit.
It was a fascinating conversation because we've gone through the slings and arrows of Marvel Champions. We did Rhino Heroic 3. We did Heroic on a ton of those early villains. Yeah. We did some villains for 7 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Ultron, and for some reason that was fun. Kang.
And last week wasn't. And I think I feel comfortable in saying I feel like I hit on it, which is it feels like in Galaxy Most Wanted you're playing a very heavy control player, and they're just not letting you do anything you want to do.
Right.
And so then, why are you there?
You kind of fundamentally miss the promise of the game. We talked about this quite a bit, and I think that was a very prescient commentary that you had after the fact. And I saw
sometimes we stream enough that sometimes I get
tell you, man. You know, you roll that 1% chance. Eventually, that lotto ticket comes through. I saw a lot of commentary on that video, people agreeing with that assessment and kind of feeling maybe a sense of relief that like, oh yeah, okay, I'm glad that it finally, I understand why I'm feeling a certain way about this. And what it is you're not feeling heroic, right? It's not that there's these big, epic, larger-than-life fights that are happening and you always feel like you have a chance and there's crazy stuff left and right. It's more that you're like in a blender. I mean, you're just in a grinder and you don't feel powerful. You don't feel strong. You don't feel like a hero. You feel like you've been stripped of all your various powers and interesting things. And you have very linear lines of play that are basically, did I get the cards or not? Did they get the cards or not? And that doesn't feel like there's a lot of agency. And I think anytime you have, and I was thinking about this in the car on the way home, cannot has always been a problem for us in games, right? The original rant video, I think, was Game of Thrones LCG. Well, yeah, LCG
Steven
at the
Speaks.
time. It was an old
Robert
Steven
Rants.
Speaks, maybe. But it was about these cards that literally just turned off a key function of the game. So like King Robert's Host, you just could not do power challenges. Winter Cat, you just could not do intrigue challenges.
Hey,
right?
33% of the game, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's just like, well, as long as this thing's here. And so did you prepare for that? And so anytime you're dealing with can't effects, I think it's a very sensitive place to be. And it's almost like in improv or in like really good role playing, the philosophy is this yes and philosophy. Like you say yes to whatever the players want to do, and then you add complications if they want to take that route. Similar to Marvel Champions, and particularly with co-op games, they can get overly number crunchy and grindy because you're playing against a very non-thinking opponent. So you have to bake in randomness and creativity into what the villain's doing. But whenever what you're baking in is a lot of saying, no, the players can't do this, no, the players can't do that, it severely limits deck building and it severely limits certain hero designs because they're not designed in a vacuum, right? They're designed with the whole of the game in front of them. Like, you should be able to reduce threat using this card. You should be able to reduce attack or reduce damage by attacking the villain, these kinds of things. So even simple things like the difference between, Stalwart, where they cannot be stunned or confused, and the new one that we saw, I think is that in the Thanos box? The new one where they have to have 2 instances of tough or 2 instances of stun before they're stunned?
That was in Hood?
Yeah, so that's the kind of difference between can't and yes and, where it's like, are they hard to stun? Yes. You've got to do it twice, but you can do it.
Yeah.
And so,
because that's a perfect example. Like, I have the Pheromones card in Spider-Woman, and a character that can't be stunned or confused,
dead.
That's just a blank card.
It's not fun to have that card in your deck.
It's not even a suboptimal choice. It's just not even a choice.
No choice, right? And enough of that. Whenever you have certain cards don't do anything, and then you're also taking cards out of hand, which is the singular engine of decisions for players in this game. Like, this is the heartbeat of the game. So as more options drop out of your hand, that's why Hulk sucks to play. I mean, it's the same problem. Hulk in these scenarios would be terrifying. Where it's like, I come in with 2 cards and they're both 3 costs. Oops.
Yeah.
So you would not feel like a hero in that. But, when you start looking at situations where rather than saying can't, you can't play, this or that card, you can't do this and that effect. Instead, it's like, okay, well, how about if one of these effects was like, in order to stun the villain, you got to take a damage. That's an interesting decision. Like, well, maybe I can do that now, or maybe I don't want to risk that. At any point, can we give players choices rather than just on-off switches?
Yeah, because as an example, Pheromones, incredible card.
Yeah.
Usually it's, if I draw that card, I play it.
Yeah.
So one way to make that a choice again that's interesting is, as an example, any status tokens you give the villain, you get yourself.
That's interesting.
It's like,
absolutely.
Wait a second.
Or like, and if you want to play the discard theme, it's like, you know, if you, in order to stun, you also have to discard a card from your hand.
But it's your choice.
Anytime you put it in the player's hands, that's when it gets interesting. And we saw a lot of faux choices across Galaxy's Most Wanted, and maybe we'll play Thanos today. I don't know. I kind of just want to see how bad it is ultimately. Ronan.
Thanos is the next boss.
Yeah. But you have a lot of these instances where it's just, you're just being told no. And I think those could easily have been actual choices. Like, for instance, we talked about this last time. Is it actually a choice on whether or not you're going to remove a card from the collection when you're playing the collector? Or is it just a tax?
Yeah.
And it's just a tax because you can't afford not to do it. Is it actually a choice to not use the Milano to remove 2 from Nebula? No.
It's just a tax.
You have to do it, right? So there's these things that are masquerading as choices in the campaign that you realize very quickly are never a choice.
Yeah.
And they just make it a what we call an NPE, negative play experience. So all that to say, I think this is actually, it's not a bad sign for the game. I think this is almost the Marvel Champions Forgotten Age cycle, where, you know, designers are pushing the boundaries of difficulty and randomness, and players are kind of taken aback sometimes by how far those boundaries can get pushed. But I think it's really healthy for a game to do that, to have these kinds of touch points where this is where we went maybe a little too far and we kind of know what we learned there. Because every report that I get from like I'm like working for the Times or something, it's just like comments I read, that Thanos, that box is apparently 1,000 times more fun than Galaxy's Most Wanted. And so lessons learned, things ingested, and in the grand scheme of the game, there's going to be players that really dig Galaxy's Most Wanted because it's going to be a very difficult challenge. That is kind of that gauntlet that you can come back to and be like, oh, but can you beat Galaxy's Most Wanted, right?
Well, the thing to me about that was like, that is where I ultimately arrived at my conclusion, because like we played the heroic challenges and it felt incredibly challenging. And I kept feeling like when we were playing those, if I could just be a little bit more efficient and a little better, if I could round out my deck a little, we're like, I can get there.
It was kind of an inspirational loss.
Yeah,
it's like I want to come back at this and do better.
I felt like if I could do better, but in these scenarios, it's like I don't care what 6 cards. I could pick my 6 cards over my 5-card hand every time, and it's like 60% of my signature pool's dead in this scenario, and then half the time I have half of a hand.
Yeah,
and so like that's not necessarily bad to a case. Like in heroic, that would happen sometimes. Yeah, you get attacked a lot. Something happens where it's just like you're exhausted and confused and whatever. But like half of the time, at least in that Nebula scenario, you're just playing with a 3-card hand. And in Champions, a 3-card hand usually means there's like one choice.
Yeah,
which
one
is
line.
Not a choice.
Yeah,
that's just, well, what am I going to do with my 3 cards? And so it's a fine line, because you also don't want there to be, you don't want you could have 100 choices, but if only one is actually meaningful, there's really only one choice, right?
Right.
This is the opposite of that, which is there's multiple choices, but like you need to pay the tax of the Nebula Milano thing, and you also need to like do the next objective. And so then like very quickly, I'm just watching us get destroyed, and there's nothing I can do about it. Whereas like in for whatever reason with heroic on the early stuff, I felt like I was capable of altering the outcome.
Like if you played differently, maybe it could change.
Or like, oh, if I tried,
but that was proven
cards
to be true.
Yeah,
ultimately. And then this one, and maybe that's true for this one. I have no interest. I have no interest in going through the experience again. And because it's just a lot of suffering. I mean, the whole thing is built on suffering. You know?
And that's what, like, I guess for me, that's why I wanted to talk about what we're even doing now or next. Because I'm fine to play against Ronan. I assume it's going to be the same thing. Like, he's probably, from what I've heard, he hits really hard, and like randomly up front, he's just like dunking.
Definitely a stalwart.
So like, maybe we play it and we just are dead in 20 minutes, and I'm fine to see it for science, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think it's totally okay. Like if you're a player, so I saw someone earlier say they just got Galaxy's Most Wanted. Is it really that bad? You may enjoy it, you may not. But I think the biggest thing for me,
the player cards are pretty good. I think the hero design is pretty solid in this box. It just is paired with a campaign that makes it seem bad.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what is crazy to me. Is like conceptually, Rocket and Groot seem really fun to me. when we saw the previews. I was like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Given what I knew about Champions, and then I had no idea what was coming around the corner. But the thing I want to iterate here is, or reiterate? No, just iterate. Is iterate just to make it clear?
Iterate is essentially the idea that you're doing something over and over again and getting better over time.
Why would you reiterate it?
To do it over and over again. Yeah, you're iterating a reiteration. Now we're iterating a description of iteration.
Now that word bothers me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like when I'm saying like well, I'll just say this. It's like, just say it.
Yeah, right.
Anyways,
I'm just saying.
What I want to point out is, and this is important, if you're not having fun, you don't have to keep doing it. So it's not like there's like a rule. It's like, hey, we started this. Like, I get it. If there's 3 people playing this campaign, everyone might be looking around the table like, this is horrible. But no one's like, you want to cut our losses? Like, would you rather play Hood today?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Or Kang?
Yeah.
Use, like, whatever they play Rocket and Groot against an old villain?
Now,
yes.
wait a minute. I've got an idea, given that you said that. Why don't we play the Hood using some Galaxy Most Wanted player cards, like heroes?
That's what
Have you even played Star-Lord yet?
I played him once.
And Gamora, I don't think I haven't touched these
Gamora, Nebula, Star-Lord, Venom. Agent Venom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what would I enjoy doing is probably play a new hero against any scenario.
Let's play the Hood, man. I mean, it hasn't come out yet, has it?
No.
So that seems interesting. We can get a little, little juice in the tank for the upcoming product that's going to hit.
Let's do it. Point being, if you're out there, just be aware if you're not enjoying your situation. There's nothing like...
I'm getting too old to not enjoy the time that I'm spending.
That's right.
You know?
Someone hand you this.
I don't want to see that Hawkeye deck ever again.
Can you hand me any upgrade cards that you purchased?
I absolutely can. Thank you for asking.
We're gonna deconstruct.
You know what? I'm gonna keep on my my plan of stopping archers from I'm gonna not play archers
for a while
across the games that I'm playing. Also, speaking of Flesh and Blood, which is where that joke comes from, because I banged my head against a ranger class in that game for so long. Simple idea, right? You got the Flesh and Blood is also a redraw card system, but they got the arsenal. If I had one arsenal slot in Marvel Champions, I feel like this game would be almost 20 times more strategically interesting.
That's really interesting, actually.
You could just have one card that you carry with you that you can use at any time, like in future hands. It's like, if you see my Gamma Slam for She-Hulk, but this hand is not the hand for Gamma Slam, I'm going to tuck that away, and then 3 turns from now, I'm going to roll it out. Anyway.
An arsenal slot would be cool.
I mean, I think that's actually a pretty... It's like one of those tiny innovations in one of the problems of the redraw every turn systems, where like the decision points on whether or not you hold cards is you never hold cards. Like what you could potentially do in the future is never worth a free card draw that you could be getting at the end of turn.
Is why the arsenal is such a brilliant.
Yeah, so that's why it makes a lot of sense. And then you could have heroes or villains that attack it and those kinds of things. But, I'm just an ideas guy.
There were also some really good ideas chat was having about how to fix the control elements of this thing.
Yeah.
One of which was if the villain's confused, like give a bonus to all their attacks, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where like you're penalizing in some way.
Any of it, man.
That stuff.
And if they're stunned, they get a bonus to all of their scheming or something. Yeah. And you could do other stuff too. Like there are times when can't is interesting, and I think can't can exist when it's spurred by a player action, but not spurred by a random encounter card. So, for instance, if there's a thing that says like, if this villain has an attachment, it can't be damaged. And then randomly you draw an attachment and attach it, and then it's like, oh, well, that guy can't be damaged anymore. That's a bummer. Just randomly. As opposed to, if the villain is stunned, they can't take damage.
Yeah.
Like, that's more interesting, right? I'm willing to play that game.
It's like, well, we can stun him, but there's a cost.
Yeah, so then our decision point becomes, okay, how much damage can we do to the villain? I'm going to end with a stunning arrow. So I can do that on your turn. So we need to do all of our damage now and then end with the stun. It's like, how much more interesting is that, right?
I'm with it.
Okay, here's your targeting
I'd be
screen.
curious. Like, I mean, this. I feel like this could be a controversial opinion. So I would be curious to know if people agree in the ether.
I have 39 cards here. 40 is the correct number.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a 40 card game? It feels like a 30 card game.
It's a 40 card game.
Okay, and then the targeting screen was 40, so that makes sense. All right, everybody. Hey, anybody have some deck lists they want to shoot us? I am happy to play anything. Potentially, is there a Galaxy's Most Wanted Hero like list out there that would be particularly enjoyable? Stephen T saying I think I would like Venom or Gamora, which is I'm open to both of those for sure. But ever since I played old Kennedy Hawk's list, you know, somebody who really thought about how a deck should work, that was really fun. Like feeling like you have an idea of a strategy going in is like really powerful. Venom. All right, a lot of calls for Venom. I'm gonna go over to Marvel CDB and see if there's any hot Venom lists going on right now. If you're currently running Marvel CDB, you can write me that check. Stephen Woolley, care of Steven. I'm not going to give you my personal address, but you can, of course, send it here to Covenant, and I will receive that. Venom's Expert Gray Leadership. All right, let's go to the table. Should we do that? I kind of like being next to the card, actually. It gives a little more presence.
You can do whatever you want.
That's kind of where we've gotten with this game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's just have a good time with it. You remember when we did the, what was the one that we did recently where we were like changing our take on things?
That was the beginning of this campaign.
Wow, that's pretty funny. That's extremely ironic.
When we switched to standard.
Yeah.
And new heroes.
That is almost the definition of irony, I would say.
It's close.
It's just like rain on your wedding day and similar.
Oh my God. Can you hand me your Hawkeye with his weakness, his obligation, and his signature cards?
Hawkeye. Signature cards.
That's what I'm saying.
Obligation. And he has a weakness? That's not Arkham.
Or obligation. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. His weakness is he's an archer.
And then his signature cards.
Oh, right. I'm going to play this Venom Confuse Lock deck. Is that okay?
You can do whatever you want.
I don't generally like lock decks, but
you'll like that.
At this point, I'm willing. I just want the villains to suffer. I want to be on the other side of that. They've been making me suffer. I want to make them suffer. Oh, here's your Skilled Investigator, too.
Muchos gracias.
I mean, just like... Here's something that it drives me a little bit. I don't know that there's a good answer for this though, given that it's a card game and there's a limited number of options. But shouldn't these heroes that have signature weapons just start with them? Anyway,
I have no comment.
I wouldn't come to a battle without my quiver, is what I'm saying. It wouldn't be like I've showed up to defeat Ronan. But first, I need to waste a little time while I find wherever I put the quiver there.
Yeah.
And I've also got I gotta pull out my bow, you know. But anyway, that's kind of beside the point. That's a little picky. It's a little picky.
I will say, we've been doing this sleeve test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that for whatever reason.
Are they getting dirtier?
They get dirtier. Well, the Ultimate Guard, katanas.
Katanas, yeah.
But these things unsleeve. Like this, I've been doing a lot of sleeving from sealed on my dragon shields.
Yeah.
From Flesh and Blood, and this is definitely easier with these.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to unsleeve.
Like this is crazy how fast this is going actually.
Yeah. But the thing about those, and I know you don't like the Dragon Shield Classics. But I gotta tell you, man.
I mean, unless we're having a slip and slide.
I gotta tell you. If you like malto meal in between your hands,
you know what?
Those are the best to shuffle, man. You just kind of.
I actually really do like malto meal in general.
If you're a sculptor.
Do you like malto meal?
You know what's crazy is I adore malto meal. I haven't had it in so long, but when I was sick or like sometimes for breakfast, Mom would make it.
You put any cinnamon in
it? Never cinnamon, but we did brown sugar and milk.
That's also that sounds delicious.
Yeah, of course. But it turns out like my dad was just raised on Depression era food, 24 because my grandma was right in the Depression. Yeah.
It may make sense. It's in a box. Stays good forever.
Yeah. So he had his dad macaroni. It was just macaroni and tomato sauce with hot dogs, right? And it was like, oh, what a delicacy. And it was just Depression era food from my grandma. So.
Mac and cheese with hot dogs in it is definitely a...
Yeah, there was no... That's killer.
that was definitely a delicacy.
We were not having cheese in our mac, though.
Yeah.
Only tomato juice.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you would get... Sometimes you would get spicy V8.
Ooh.
Which is...
Not just the vegetable V8, but the...
I'm talking a little flavor in there. Yeah. And I've had people in my life over the course of the past 20, 25 years who I'm just like jacked about it. I'm like, this stuff is amazing. You can't wait for you to try this. And to a person, they all find it terrible.
What is it?
The mac and cheese or mac and tomato juice.
Really?
They hate. I mean, everybody has hated it.
But you like it.
I love it. Yeah, it's like number one.
Do you still make it occasionally?
And we also had buttered mac, which was
sense.
macaroni and butter.
So the one of my wife's favorite things is just butter noodles.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, well that's easy. Like, she'd probably dig that.
Yeah.
Add a little tomato juice in there.
She's also one of the pickiest people on the planet.
Some hot dogs, and I remember
she'd probably like the tomato juice thing actually.
Well, here's the thing.
You've just been showing it to the wrong people.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's so good, and especially if you're like under the weather a little bit, it's like beautifully comforting. But it's healthier obviously than your mac and cheese.
Absolutely.
It's tomato juice, whatever's left of it in the old cans that we used to get. I mean, pop them with the church key or whatever. But the other thing is, so my dad always bought those Bar S hot dogs. And speaking from personal experience, those are foul. They are disgusting hot dogs.
You know how I know that's true?
Why is that? Because I'm telling you.
Let me tell you. All right, so we used to live in the Tulsa Hills area.
Yeah.
And right over there is a Sam's Club.
Yeah.
And, there's some conflicting interests in my... Like, the fact that you walk in and the person's immediately trying to sell you a phone makes me never want to go back.
Yeah,
it makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like a Facebook ad when you walk in.
The efficiency of buying stuff from there is crazy.
Yeah. It's like Costco, but Walmart style, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So, moral question marks, but still. They're bar-ass hot dogs. There's a point here. It was like $7 for like 100.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you're putting in there, but if it's only if Sam's is selling it for 7 cents per,
yeah, I mean, as I remember, I think Dad described it to me as they sweep up everything that's left on the slaughterhouse floor and then combine it into a hot dog.
That is disgusting. I mean, meat.
But my grandma,
not to go too far off, but meat is. I've often considered a no meat policy.
The industrial farming thing is obviously insane.
Just because when I actually hear about the stories, it's disgusting.
Yeah, you have to keep people removed from the realities of that, or it will shut down the system. Well, probably. And they've done a very good job so far. But all that to say, my grandmother got those Oscar Mayers, and those Oscar Mayers were significantly better.
We have Nathan's.
And nice. Yeah, that's a classic dog.
Yeah,
and
way more expensive though. It's like we were at Sam's.
Yeah,
and it was like $7 for 100, or it was like $13 for 16. It's like,
wow, that is a tremendous difference, and it's terrifying. That I don't like. That's disgusting. Actually, that's absolutely gross. Here's another difference. So my dad.
Yeah, I was like, it's too cheap.
My dad would go. He would cut the cold hot dogs and drop them into the Dad Mac direct while it was cooking. And so they kind of got stewed in with the mac.
Interesting. Instead of cooking the hot dogs separate.
That flavor profile could really meld, which I loved, of course, at the time. But then my grandma would microwave them first and then drop them in. And I thought that was high speed. So then I started doing that when I was in college.
Do you do anything to a hot dog before you microwave it?
I don't personally know.
Some people like poke holes in it. Have you seen that?
No, I don't bother.
I think it's crazy.
I don't. If you're treating a hot dog anyway, but the bare minimum, you're already wasting your time.
Besides slapping it on
it's a hot dog, right? It's a hot dog.
Newson's saying Soylent Green one. There was a time I was looking at that, but then there's a lot of questionable stuff there too, just in terms not production, but what it does to your body to not eat food.
There's a few questions about that. There's a few unresolved
literally
answers,
digestive problems that can get created from that.
You gotta get that fiber and stuff. So what I did, we've got 10 minutes away. We've got the Prairie Creek local farm, and we're just getting eggs and poultry and various other things direct from the farm.
Now that's a different story.
Now that's where it's at. Now it's way more expensive. So see, here's the thing.
Yeah, unless you have the chickens yourself, you know what I mean?
Price of meat. Quality is going to make it go way up. So like these chicken thighs are about 2 to 3 times the cost of what you find in the store, which does 2 things. 1, it makes me eat way less meat.
Yep.
Because I don't want to pay for it. And 2, it makes me accurately reflect cost to system, right? Where it's like, this does cost a lot if you're going to do it in a non-crazy way. So I'm going to pay for that when I can. And then because it's more expensive, I'm going to cut back on meat. So the system kind of solves itself. Eat a lot more beans. A lot more beans. Don't sleep on beans. I'm telling you. Way of the future, dude.
There's some
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
There's some good commentary going on here.
16, 17, 18.
Lindsay's saying, as a Hispanic person, this was always my most feared part of when I was growing up, to going to my non-Hispanic friend's house for dinner. The food was not known to be delicious. And then Anesthesia Cat begging us to talk about food for 3 hours, please. Really Bad Lag wants me to play Scarlet Witch. See, I'm never going to shy away from playing Scarlet Witch, but I do want to ask the chat. You're playing Venom, something Confused Lock?
I'm playing Confused Lock, so it seems, and I'm playing Justice, so I'm playing yellow cards, so I'm taking care of Thread.
So I'm going to hand you that stack.
Okay, hand me the yellows.
So that you can start working on that. But I need a complementary deck to that.
Okay, not a thwarter then.
And I really am just wanting to have a good time. So I don't care who the hero is.
You want to play Hulk?
I would play Hulk. If someone was like, here's a Hulk deck that's actually good and you should try it.
Well, nobody's going to say that, but they could say, here's a Hulk deck that is interesting.
Now, did we get the new cards in the system?
I think we have everything in the system. And Jonathan or Bryce, if I'm not mistaken, text me. Well, it won't matter. I mean, we just won't pop anything. But I think as of...
There's some hangover cards here.
Was Venom after Nebula? Venom was kind of a random...
Couldn't tell you.
When did Venom come out?
It's all the same to me.
Yeah. Hey, Bryce, do you have Venom in the system? Can you pop Venom? Hold on, let me go top down. No, I'm not gonna go top down. Can you pop Venom? I know it will collide with my face. We got Venom. Yeah, we're good. Hey, Venom. Venom. Is that funny? I could do that, but wait, did I turn? I turned the wrong way.
Are you playing Venom?
Hey, Venom. I'm playing Venom.
I'm gonna get you the Venom cards. Here you go.
Okay, let's see what Venom's up to. So I'm just gonna build this deck, and then we're gonna talk about how to win with it.
All right, hold on. Let me catch up real quick with this chat.
7 cents. That's disgusting. He would also buy that Bar S bologna too, and it's like, I think bologna's what's left after the hot dogs. How is that conceivable?
Bologna is already questionable regardless of the price you're paying for it.
Yeah. You ever heard of an artisan bologna? I guess there probably is out there. Probably from the town of Bologna.
All right.
Bologna, isn't Bologna an actual town?
Bologna, yeah. Danny, good night. How about the gourmet here? You know what hot dog? No, I don't get it.
Oh wow.
Larry wants to know what kind of heathens are poking holes in their hot dogs.
Yeah, no joke, right? I don't even want to picture that. It's disgusting. Were you worried that it's gonna? I guess they can rupture from the steam and stuff.
Yeah, that's the concern, I think.
But I mean, yeah.
Funkula saying
rupture in my stomach
about the Soylent. Then I found out I had a 22mm kidney stone, and that put an end to that.
No way, man! Greatest fear of mine, actually, when it comes to the body.
Gage saying this stream is now an Animal Farm book review. Well, if you couldn't tell from the title, we're actually pivoting to book reviews here on the show.
Yeah, no joke. We're just gonna be talking about comics. Actually, that would be fun, but. Never been a comic person myself, if that's... Well, a little bit when I was a kid, but I'm as surprised as anybody else out there might be. Energy Genius Strength. Okay, see we're doing the
David,
standard.
Appreciate that. Saying he loved the Arsenal Pass podcast I was on.
Oh, I need to watch that. He didn't tank the brand?
Well, I hope not.
Not yet.
No fires have arisen so far. Matt is saying he thinks I would love Drax or Star-Lord. I mean, Star-Lord is interesting. He's the YOLO hero.
Can you get me a genius?
I have one right here.
No.
Do you need more neutrals than that?
Mockingbird and Nick Fury.
The classic.
I know you're surprised.
Here's a genius.
That's hilarious.
Nothing changes, does it?
No, nothing changes. Side holster? Is that a neutral card?
I don't know.
I think it's neutral.
Does it look neutral on your lap?
Well, it's kind of weird because Venom's color is gray, so it all kind of looks the same. I believe that side holster, yes, is the only other neutral that I need. It probably looks like something that holds a gun. And I'm happy to do this.
This is yet another collection that really needs to get organized.
But isn't that really the clarion call of all tabletop gamers?
At some point, you just give up.
Just give in to the madness.
Side holster. I'm kind of dodging for time until I see an interesting deck come through.
Okay. Okay, now we need to look at what we're going to be doing. 3 scare tactics. That's a good sign from the pack. Deal 3 damage to a confused enemy. I can see now that this is already going to work a certain way.
Synergy.
Sonic Rifle, 2 of those guys. Exhaust. Remove a charge, confuse an enemy, deal 3 damage if it's already confused. I mean, Zach,
itself.
We're not building the deck, we're just playing the precon. Think Fast is not in here. Because I'm not a guardian. I'm not a garden. This is an incredible card. Have you seen this? Take a damage, confuse the villain.
For 1? But you have to be a guardian.
Yeah. Cool. Another Under Surveillance. Are we running that in this one? We're not. Nope, we've moved on. We're better now. 2 Power Justice. That's right. They gave us a cheeky Spycraft in this pack. That's pretty cool.
How many side holsters do you need?
Won't be playing that one. 1. You only need 1 side holster. 1 per player. Can have an additional weapon. Counterintelligence? No. Interrogation Room? No. Turn the Tide? Probably not. No. Think Fast. Oh, I do have Think... Wait. I do have Think Fast. Am I a guardian? Yeah, I'm a guardian.
Venom's a guardian. There's an Agent Venom.
Has he always been a guardian?
Well, it's not Eddie Brock. It's a different character. But Venom is a symbiote.
He's a symbiote. So who's he infecting here?
Flip it over and you'll find out. Ted Turner?
Let me Google that for you. Flash Thompson.
There it is.
Is he the Flash?
No. That's DC, not Marvel.
I don't know anything about this. I'm so bad at this part of things.
Brant said it can't link. Can you post it in our Discord, Brant?
Or just say the name of it. We could find it on the thing. Yeah. But we'd rather just force you to join our Discord, and then you'll have a good time anyway.
See? Let's pull up the Discord link. If you're not on there, you should be. Post in the Marvel Champions section. Brand already posted it. Look at him go.
All right, I'm rolling down to the...
I think he posted it.
Top down here. Nobody be
Is it
scared.
your wax on, wax off deck, Brant?
Nice Ultimate Guard ad you've got set up for everybody there.
Well, how else are we supposed to collect the check?
Ultimate Guard.
Just kidding. We collect checks from no one.
Almost literally no one. Not even customers. Okay. Let's go Jack Flag, Jessica Jones. We get to play Jessica Jones. That's always exciting.
Is that the deck you're talking about, Brant? If it is, I'm doing it. It's Nebula. I don't even know what she does. Haven't seen any of the cards. I'm not even gonna look at her signature pool. I'm just gonna shuffle it and go.
So, did you have Jack Flag on your side of the world?
Yeah. What color is he?
Well, it should have been with the Venom cards, but there's no Jack Flag. It's from the Venom set. Where would that possibly be?
That's interesting.
Any of this stuff?
Mm-mm.
Is it in that stack?
I have this stack here. It would be here.
Okay.
You said Jack Flag?
Jack Flag.
Oh, wait. He was in the Venom pack.
That's right.
But he's not a Venom card.
That's right. Yep.
Yes, I would have that.
Well, that's good news.
I was probably looking at playing him. Can you show me what it looks like?
Uh-huh.
Click go to card page.
It's just text, which I just find to be hilarious.
He's a yellow card?
It says no image. See, this is the problem. These databases are not getting updated anymore.
Hold on. It's right here. Nope. I've seen it.
It's one of those little things where, like, if there was just a person at Asmodee who could take 10 minutes and just upload them somewhere. Like, you know how Fab's got their card gallery? Just upload a card gallery. You already have the images. You send them off to print, you know?
We're just waiting on them.
The whole community would be like, oh, they're probably worried that they would just copy them and print them out. But as we know, that's possible no matter what you do.
I remember I put them in a short stack.
Oh, here we go.
To potentially put them in my deck, but then we didn't have the pop, so I didn't play them.
Concussive Blow, Scare Tactics, Swift, Heroic Intuition. That's
Chris saying you already have them in your stack.
Is he here? Did I do that already? That would be funny if that were true. Maybe they're... Nope. Look at speed.
I think it's in that stack.
All right, we'll find out. Pivotal Moment. I do like the cards in this set a lot. The player cards. They're giving you kind of these mini... They're rewarding you for doing something that your deck is going to be built to do, right? Like this Pivotal Moment card, 2 for 5 if there's no threat on the main scheme. I love that kind of stuff. It's like I get a benefit that isn't just preventing the villain from scheming. I actually get to use it on the offense. Super good.
Yeah, I like that conceptually.
Crisis Averted. Yeah, these are all good cards. Steel Boot. No beat cops in here. See, it was much ado about nothing. No skilled investigators. What is Venom doing here? He actually has a deck build rather than just all the good cards.
There's a character apparently called Major Victory.
Really?
Which is funny.
Should I do the one of Spycraft? I'm not a spy, I'm a space knight. I guess I won't. Okay, I think I've got everything here.
Oh, it's from not... Brand, I can't play this deck. There's illegal cards in it.
What's in there?
Major Victory.
Who's Major Victory? You just said that.
He's from the next box.
Oh. Well, I don't have the next box.
All right, we'll click on the next one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Tommy, who's this hero? Who's the hero here?
All right, Jack Flag is the last thing I need.
It's somewhere.
All right, can I just start looking through your stacks on stacks over there?
Yeah, man, sure. That's the Nebula pack. Don't let her go far.
Wow, beautiful color on those cards. It's like a magenta.
Oh, there he is. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Told you it was in my short stack.
You get to play Eros? God of Love.
Oh, Eros. E-R-O-S. All right. This is a Gamora aggression.
Oh, bummer. You can't play Venom. Wait. Yeah. No, you can't play Venom technically. Maybe you can anyway. You want to do that instead? Just say he's a different symbiote. Zach says no. That's why we can't have fun.
All right, I'm playing this Slap Chop Gamora aggression list.
Ooh, got a good image there to sell it. Now, somebody really went out of their way to do a good description there, which means that they definitely cared about this deck.
Look at that Slap Chop.
I mean, that's hilarious. What's the user that did that? OSW819?
Yeah, on our Discord, it was Mattis.
Mattis, okay. Cool.
Now, give me a minute. This is the fun part of the stream.
Well, I'm leaving if you're not ready soon.
If you're not ready immediately, I'm out. It was nice knowing you.
Okay, then I'm going to read out who built this deck and what the idea of it is. And then I think you just took a bunch of sleeves for me. Is that correct?
Mm-mm.
The things that I had the old
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Here you go.
cards in. I gotta tell you, my sleeves are disgusting.
Yeah, those are new sleeves, though.
I do wash my hands fairly often. A couple times a week. I mean...
My wife would be on the ground.
How was your weekend date night?
What are you talking about?
Double date.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's always great. We hang out with my brother and sister-in-law most weekends. But we're about to go on break.
Did you guys watch the Taylor Swift documentary?
No. I failed you for the last time.
I'm just going to come over and burn your TV to the ground. If it's not good enough for Taylor, it's not good enough for anything.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually at the point where if we don't watch it by the time I go to Cincinnati, that's what I'm watching on the plane.
Oh, check it out. Also, I've got these. These are from old Steve. Steve beat the game Kimmel, which you guys might have seen his stuff on YouTube. He sent us over these sleeves that apparently he's making.
In his basement.
I don't know how, or if he's just working with a manufacturer overseas or something to do it. He's calling them Make It Shine premium foil sleeves. Check this out. Steve's cutting us a check for this for sure.
Oh, yeah. Signed contract and all.
Checks in the mail. You get 5 seconds for every $20,000 you spend here.
That would be awesome.
Dedicated audience, you know.
You know how many stores we build?
We build a lot of stores.
A lot.
So the idea behind these, I'm going to put it on my hero card here. The idea is they turn...
Can you hand me that stack of aggression cards? I was like, man, I am missing some key aggression cards.
They turn things into rainbows, basically. She's a rainbow. Look at that. Kind of makes a little foil card there. Now, I will say, a little bit harder to read, obviously. Any kind of foiling is going to do that. Gives you the effect on one side, so you have to decide, do you want it on your alter ego?
I think you definitely have the shiny on... Oh, I see. I was going to say the shiny on the back, but if it's a double-sided card, well...
So that's pretty cool. I know he's working with some retailers in Canada to sell these. And obviously we're taking a look at them, seeing what we think. But it's pretty cool. I dig it. So I'm going to use one of these on my hero today. Shout out to Steve. Thanks for sending those our way. That's cool. I mean, that's really awesome that you're producing these of your own volition.
And send us a set.
Premium foil sleeves. Make It Shine. That's kind of a clever name, right? Because like the common saying is make it rain.
Make it shine instead.
Like rain or shine, you know?
What is it?
I'm sure Steve considered all of that.
Sounds about right.
I'm certain. Okay, Venom on the table. Very shiny. I like that it's unreadable from the screen as well. That kind of lets you know that it's shining. He said make it shiny, delivered on that brand promise. It is shining. Okay, hi.
Huh.
I am...
You know, this is interesting. Why is there one copy of this in your stack? Are we running one of, like a madman?
I was running one because I never, ever want to see 2 of these.
What if there's 2 in this deck? Is that a bad sign?
Yeah, that means they're doing it wrong.
Where... Do you have you don't have a short stack somewhere, right? There it is. Found it. Solved my own problem.
Okay, great. So, Il Imperator, or the second Imperator, but the first pipe is a little bit shorter than the second, so I think it's a capital I cap.
Did you only have one copy of Mean Swing?
Yes. Yeah, and I had to take one of them out to make way for the buyable card. This was not a very good deck for Mean Swing. We were trying it with Hawkeye just to try it. But. So Il Imperator is a Spanish YouTuber who dedicates his channel exclusively to Marvel Champions content since the game came out. Wow, we cut us a check here too. We're getting so many checks today.
Yeah, that's how the internet works, right?
So you can find that channel, youtube.com/Il Imperator, ILEMPERATORE. Spanish YouTuber. So that's worth noting. So if that's of interest to you, check that channel out. The idea of this deck is so simple. 10 cards to confuse the enemy, like Concussive Blow, Think Fast, Behind Enemy Lines, and Sonic Rifle. And 6 to 11 cards that deal a lot of damage to a confused enemy, like Scare Tactic, Swift Retribution, or the aforementioned Concussive Blow or Sonic Rifle. It's an aggressive deck at the same time that you can turn when you want to heal yourself with 4 basic recovery and 3 more with, of course, Venom's Project Rebirth 2.0. So awesome deck. Take care. Thank you so much, Il Imperator. And then a lot of interesting suggestions. People say, have you considered Helicarrier? which if I have a chance to run Helicarrier, I might.
I'm a little sad this deck doesn't include Godslayer. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, let's make some changes on the fly.
What could go wrong?
Give somebody time to test and tweak a deck and then change it for no reason. That usually works out for the best. Man, every time I log into Restream, I've got to do this, like, choose what boxes have a car in them thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And it drives me insane because their login system is not capable, seemingly, of saving information across 1 second. Okay, there we go. I'm back with everybody. I've missed any commentary that
First world pains, you know what I mean?
All right, let's do Helicarrier. Let's throw Helicarrier in here, guys. What do we want to cut? We need one cut. The easiest cut is going to be a Swift Retribution is a good cut here. Cut. Sonic Rifle's fine, of course.
I'm getting close.
Jack, you want that heroic. Swift. I think it's probably a Swift Retribution. That's the one thing that isn't super tied up in. Let's do a Helicarrier. And I'm going to drop one Swift. You got any neutrals over there? You got any neutral Helicarriers?
I do. You need a Helicarrier?
Sure, I'll take one if you
got
got one.
The neutrals anyway.
Take care, Agent Zero Garcia.
All right. Yeah, Helicarrier. Right? There it is.
Thanks.
I need a Helicarrier. We all need a Helicarrier.
You're getting a Helicarrier as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now why do we need a Helicarrier? Let's find out. Let's look at the Venom card pool. Have you even looked? Have we like unboxed this at all?
Maybe.
Unboxing in the loosest old sense of the word.
We look at all the cards since.
All right, locked and loaded. Search your deck for a weapon. Add it to your hand. Shuffle. Okay, so trade this card for any weapon. Easy. Easy to understand that. Okay.
You have an Iron Heart anywhere? I know. I found it.
Savage Attack. I like this whole thing where I'm the sounding board before you solve the problem. I just don't have to say anything. I feel really powerful, at the same time I don't have to do anything. Okay, let's look at Savage Attack.
We can make this a recurring thing.
Bryce, you want to... There we go. We got it. Bryce is nailing it here. Hero Action. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid using only lightnings, it gains overkill. So if we reduce the cost by 1 with Helicarrier, just 1 lightning will solve our problems there. Okay. Spider Sense. 2 cost upgrade. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. So I can become Spider-Man for 2. So that's
nice.
Now hold on a second. Does that mean that in the algorithm of card design for Marvel Champions, a hero ability should be worth 2?
You've opened a Pandora's box.
Are you about to say there is no algorithm?
No.
That's what I would say.
If there wasn't one, then there's no point in saying that.
Grasping Tendrils.
Am I wrong?
Hero Interrupt. Defense. When the villain initiates an attack against you, cancel that
I like
attack.
that you got my comment.
If you paid for this card using only fist resources, stun the villain. Okay, that's great, clearly. So pay 1 for that. Helicarrier doing work. Now, you couldn't even use Helicarrier in that, so I take it back. And Venom can't run the Quinn carrier because it's Avengers only?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Run and gun. Ready Venom in each weapon you control. Okay, that's where Sonic Rifle's coming in, clearly. Project Rebirth 2.0. I'll tell you what, the number of superhero stories that involve bodies in tubes is tremendous. It's a high number of stories. Exhaust Project Rebirth, either draw 1 card or heal 3 damage from Flash Thompson. That's a phenomenal card.
Do you have a lot of attack actions?
Yeah, probably.
Someone's saying I should run a second martial prowess to give to you.
I don't need your handouts.
All right.
But sure, yeah, roll 1. I'll take it. If you want to play it, I'll take it.
Oh,
I should have a lot of... let's see, do you want to know how many events I have? Attack events?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be attack events?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, hold on. I'm in the middle of my own personal unboxing here. Venom's pistol. Restricted. 1 cost. Hero interrupt when you use one of Venom's basic powers. Exhaust. Venom gets +1 for that power. That's just an excellent card. Excellent, excellent card. That doesn't even have charges on it. This is an excellent card. Oh my gosh. This is so fundamentally good.
Make your head spin.
I mean, so think about this. Compare this to like combat training, for instance. 1 cost. Every time you use a basic, you get +1 to it. Your choice. Versus 2 costs only works for 1. Incredible. But also, you know, if you attack multiple times, you can get multiple uses out of combat training. So I get it. Multi-gun. This seems like why we're here. Exhaust, choose one of the following. Deal 2 to an enemy. Choose a player. Deal 1 damage to each minion engaged with that player. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Does not have ammo. No charges.
What?
No charges. There forever. Right? What's a gun without ammo? What's a bird without wings? What is love without confusion?
These cards seem good.
Yeah, he's like just strong. Behind enemy lines, thwart. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid using only mental resources, confuse an enemy. We're going to be doing a lot of that one.
What is that, 2 for 8? Can 8 threat sometimes?
Depends on how you're valuing the confuse, basically.
High.
No, my evaluation is high.
And it's not just that, but it's also a turn where you get to go to alter ego. Holy smokes.
Okay, attack events. 1,
well,
2.
These cards just seem better.
Yeah, maybe we're just using bad cards. 3, 4.
Rather not, Sam. I know it's a dead game, but do you think you'd ever get back into Star Wars Imperial Assault? I just bought a bunch of it to paint and was curious. Here's what I'll say.
Tell me it's not dead, according to Steve's last known interview from like 2017 or whatever.
2019. That was no, 2020. It was right as the pandemic.
Keep your eye on Imperial Assault. We got some things, coming.
Imperial Assault is a phenomenal game. Absolutely phenomenal, especially the cooperative or the app. It's great. It's so great. I have considered, I had my eyes peeled for an Imperial Assault collection because I sold everything that was not for skirmish.
I don't have enough of these for motion problems.
I didn't put it in. But the if I can ever come into a collection in an effective way, it's definitely something we might stream at some point. We're doing a throwback series for the Star Wars CCG, so anything's possible.
Playing Rage this week.
That's right.
The werewolf game. All right, what does Flash Thompson say? Let me tell you. You can control 1 additional upgrade that has the restricted keyword. I imagine that's also on the flip. That's right. So you have 3 arms. Is that normal for Venom?
He's got 1 in his pocket.
An arm?
He can put a gun back here and he can...
Well, then why am I running side holster?
Well, he needs another place to put a gun. He likes guns.
Anyone can put a gun in their pocket. That's not a Venom ability.
Venom actually...
I can put a gun in my pocket.
Like, see the art on that card over there?
That one?
Yeah. See those tendrils?
Uh-huh.
That's Venom.
Oh, so he's like, I got a tendril slot as well. Okay. Armed and ready. Setup. Discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a weapon, then add that card to your hand. Okay, so I can set up, I can mill myself to Valhalla. Symbiotic Bond, resource action, take a damage, generate a wild. Oh my gosh, so if you Helicarrier, Symbiotic Bond, you can play any of those cards and get max effect.
Look at that card on the screen. It's kind of fun.
What's wrong with the card?
Just move back, look at your Venom card actually.
Oh, this one? Yeah. Would anyone like to read Shine?
Yeah. I mean, it does stick out. Look at that. Perfection. Those are rainbows. Pretty.
Here, yeah.
That's the kind of thing I do like.
Steve's getting unlimited marketing power right now.
Yeah. You can just send the check, Steve, straight
to Stephen Woolley, Care of Covenant.
He sent the sleeves, so you know where to send the check.
20. That's right. 20,000 per mention. That is the going price for influencers.
Which we are.
Which we clearly are. Also, if anybody needs a hot tip on some lotions and or some vitamins, I can also provide that.
No, actually, better yet. So there's this lotion that I have that if you sign up, you can sell it.
And then if you sign up through your friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like too good to be true, but it's great lotion and you can make money selling it.
The guy who got me started drives a Corvette, so he knows what he's talking about.
I sold lotion for 3 days and I'm booking a plane to Boca.
You too can retire in just 2 months.
It's like, but it's because you're making money off of me.
Oh man, good times. Welcome to the internet.
Okay, Venom in that board. Look at that. Nice frame.
Who's Gamora's alter ego? Oh, it's Gamora. I see. A concept that works most of the time.
That alter is also the normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of... Couldn't see that one coming, I guess.
All right. I remember when the game first got announced, literally, all the comic fans were like, but how are you going to do this?
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, so they figured it out.
Obligation.
They figured it out with Thor pretty well, did they not?
Well, he at least had another kind of name to go by. Odin's son.
Is everything in black sleeves, like these as well? Or do
those go in these sleeves.
Okay.
5 cards?
I'm not even going to look at what these guys do.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either.
I'm scared of it.
So we have the hood, you see.
Gut milk. Hilarious. Have you been watching that show? Did you watch Murders in the Building? Only Murders in the Building?
I haven't watched it.
You know, we saw the first episode in Dallas, right? It's worth watching.
Have you continued watching it?
Yeah. It gets a little slow 3/4. They kind of lose the line for a bit. It gets very kind of it loses a lot of kind of the early appeal, but then it kind of wraps it back up and it's really nice.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed it. It's a show I think my wife would really like. So it goes in the Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
too.
it's so watchable. It's just like easygoing, but still hits the beats of like there's a crime, which apparently people really love. Like, if there is not a crime, like Shannon has almost a 0% chance of watching it. But then also, if it's real life crime, she also has a 0% chance of watching it.
Really?
So it's got to be a fake crime committed at the first, procedural situation solved at the end.
Oh, like an NCIS sort of situation or
Yes.
whatever?
Now, it can extend over multiple episodes, like with Murders in the Building. It can go 8 episodes if it's solved at the end. But then I want to watch, like, you know, hey, you want to watch this story about, like, this crazy person who murdered 6 people in Miami?
Like
and
Waco,
it's like, no.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like real life. If it's real, it's too scary for whatever reason, right? It's like, oh, this can really happen, not just,
Yeah.
this isn't fake.
Yeah.
I do get it a little bit.
But she's also really into being asleep and leaving the TV on to, like, just screaming and explosions.
So you can watch whatever you want.
Well, more specifically, that's the kind of thing that wakes me up.
Oh, yeah.
And she will sleep like a child. And then she'll be like, I don't know, I had some weird dreams last night. I'm like, you think it was all the suffering you were listening to 24/7 as you were dreaming? Anyway. Az Drummond, thank you, Az.
Super mateys. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's an upside down phone.
Darth BS, Covenant Hot Dogs coming soon. That's right. You buy 6 packs for you, and then you buy 6 packs for your friends. And then if your friends buy 6 packs and they sell them to their friends.
Yeah, it's similar to that Fight Club model.
Can you imagine actually if we had a hot dog pyramid scheme? That would be... You couldn't even take it seriously to hate it.
To be fair, my last name is Bun. It fits right in there.
It literally fits right in there. Yeah.
Bun's Hot Dogs. Isn't it Hot Dog Bun? Nope, it's Bun's Hot Dogs.
That's his formal name.
Yeah.
Buns, hot dogs.
So let's talk about this.
Let's just play Hood on Standard and let's have a good time with it.
Standard or Standard 2?
Standard normal.
Regular Standard.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know it well enough. I'm not going to fall for this trap again where we just play things that are hard.
All right. So we have Standard, we have Hood, and then it says on 1A here, making connections. The Hood 2, instead, whatever. The Hood and Standard encounter sets. Choose 7 modular encounter sets. So I'm just going to put these 7 in a stack.
Why don't we bring some in from somewhere else too? You want to just put a bunch of randos in there? On top of these, or would that be weird?
Or do you just want to do literally 7 random from the past?
All 7, like random 7. I think let's do that. Is there anything about him that would make that weird? Choose one set aside modular, put it in. It might make him weaker. Like grand scheme of things.
Burl wants to know why your Venom's so shiny.
That's a great question. I'll answer that.
Remember, every time we mention it, you know where to send the checks to you.
$20,000, Steve. We'll see you soon.
The chat likes the full random.
Tina Catalyst asked this question earlier. You ever watch I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson? You know what's crazy? Yeah, I know you're referencing probably the eating the hot dog out of the...
What?
Which is absolutely hilarious. But then I haven't met a show quite like that where it actually got so progressively weirder that I almost just like felt like I could not handle how weird it was, even as I recognized that it was funny.
Have you heard about this fake reality show?
Yeah, and they're apparently people die or something.
Yeah,
it's talked about in that way.
I've not heard about it a lot. I don't know if it's any good.
Well, I'm pretty sure people don't actually die.
What were we saying about hot dogs?
That's not possible. I mean, it's possible, surely, but like, I think Netflix would be in a lot of trouble if they were airing a show where everyone was getting murdered.
I mean, have you seen the documentary Hunger Games?
Yeah. Dang, that is a great joke. Wow. So in the opening skit, it's this kind of comedy. It's almost Tim and Eric comedy, but it's like, honestly, it's Gen X comedy. Whatever that means to you. It's like there was that era where it was like, it was so weird. Tim and Eric's show, who was the other guy that was doing that? Man, I can't remember his name. But it's like, it's just kind of insane. It's just like the comedy is insane, more insane than it is clever, but also fairly clever. Anyway, the skit is that the guy is like in a business meeting and he's like acting really weird and then the whole bit is that they eventually find out he's just like trying to hide that he's eating a hot dog that's in his sleeve. That's the bit.
That's the Tim Robinson thing?
And it's actually quite funny, yes.
When you said eating a hot dog out of his, I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, no,
that really wasn't what
a family show. And then there was also there's also a skit.
Oh yeah.
And again, like just imagine the pitch board for this, right? You walk into the room, you're like, okay, I've got an idea for like a funny skit. Guy goes to like a haunt tour, like a ghost tour in New Orleans, and it's labeled adults only, like adults are, no kids are welcome. And then he just starts asking questions in like the grossest and most like curse heavy way that you can, like saying like disgusting things and like just cursing about everything. And then the tour guide's like, what is your problem, man? And he's like, is this or is this not an adults only ghost tour? If people are going to be bothered by language, why would they come to this? And then he just like continues. It's hilarious. But it's that kind of comedy where like you talk about it and it's like, how is this even funny remotely? And then it is. And then they just keep doing the joke until you are laughing at it.
Yeah.
So anyway, to answer your question, yes, I've seen the show. Michael Waldo talking about Squid Game. That's what we're talking about. He said it was gut-wrenching.
Is it? I assume in a bad way.
I don't like my guts getting wrenched these days.
Yeah, I'm not a
honestly
wrencher of guts.
So,
you know what I mean?
What is it about? What is the show even about? What's the premise of Squid Game?
I think it's a reality TV show where you can like win money, and then if you lose, you die.
Yeah. Yeah. You think it can actually do that? Hold on, I'll Google it right now.
Maxo says Squid Game very violent.
Do people actually die? Squid Game.
I mean, they're not actually dying. You know what I mean?
Now, is this a fake show or a real show?
It's a fake show. But it's a show about a reality show, and that's the case.
Oh, well, that makes it okay. So that's just fiction.
Tylen says apparently it's poor, desperate people playing for money. And if they lose, they die.
Okay, but it's not real. It's a show about a dystopian reality show. Mm-hmm. Okay. Masquerading as a real show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that changes everything. Yeah, that's not the kind of television I watch.
Rewatch this. Squid Game is great, but it's the tensest thing I've seen since Breaking Bad.
Oh. Okay.
All right, we need to pick 7 of these. And you don't need to know what they are.
Okay.
So just point, and I'm going to put them over here.
1, 2,
No, not like that.
Oh, okay.
Don't combine them. Let me see
right.
that. It's a surprise.
They go there.
So, I'm just gonna stack them over here.
One.
Which one?
Do you just want me to stack them in like topsy down?
Yeah, that's fine too.
Okay, we'll do like that. One.
There's some real charmers in there.
There's probably stuff I haven't seen in so long.
Yep.
4, 5, 6. And are the hood ones in here too?
No. They're gone.
They're gone entirely. 7.
All right.
Okay.
I wanted something fresh. Needed a palate cleanser. Although this could be a palate dunker. But about that, I'm on Gamora. Okay. So.
All right, so question about this card. So, old Steve beat the game Kimmel.
I'm telling you, man, print it.
Actually just sent us a few packs. Apparently he's making these sleeves. They're called Shine On sleeves. Make it shine. There was an old song called Shine On from what was that band? Used to play on the Kayak website. I know that's a weird thing to say. It is weird.
It was a very weird
Shine On. Who did Shine On?
Shine. I feel like
Shine
someone on American Idol.
On the earth, big blue
I'm going to pick one of these randomly.
Dancing Moon.
And shuffle it in.
It's not RIO.
Rio?
Shine On song. Okay, well, Wikipedia's got a ton of Kook, Screaming Jets.
Alright, comes in with 2.
The samples. Shine On. That's a good tune if you like
music.
Yeah, not Pink Floyd. That's phenomenal though. That everything. You know what? Well, actually, I was gonna say you're probably not similar on this, but you know, when I was growing up, Pink Floyd was always like, stoners, right? You associate that with like, like everybody is like getting high and listen to Pink Floyd, which of course they were. But so I always kind of was like, oh, it's like a one-dimensional like stoner band or whatever. And then I started listening to it, and they are so good. So good, fundamentally.
You didn't say stoners listen to it.
Great.
Checks out.
Yeah. Well, no. A lot of things stoners do are not great.
I'm not saying...
They eat those bar-ass hot dogs, I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, they do. In the tomato sauce.
Wouldn't even think twice about it. Yeah, wait a minute. What was my dad doing in college?
Well, this is my point.
Ooh, David Whitfield with Shine On Harvest Moon. Hey, best version of that song is by Leon Redbone. So good. Leon Redbone as an entity is worth everybody experiencing as well. 83 Galactus saying Chappelle has a new special airing tomorrow as well.
Are you a Chappelle guy?
Oh, yeah. I best in the game.
Best in what game? Comedy?
Yep.
I had no idea you felt that way.
Unparalleled. I don't think he has an equal in modern comedy.
Initial exposure to Chappelle was Jake Delosier.
Nice.
We had whatever Maggard's class.
Is that pre or post mullet? Would you say?
During high school.
Yeah.
So what did he teach? Chemistry. Maggard.
Yes, chemistry. Chem 1 usually.
So I was in his class. He was in your grade, not mine. So like he was.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of classes together.
He was the quarterback.
Yeah.
He threw the ball to me in football, and I caught it 20% of the time. That's right.
Anyways, so he would come in every day and be like, or every week. I don't remember when it aired.
Yeah, Chappelle Show.
Yeah, but then he would come in the next day and he would like incessantly make jokes from the show.
Right.
And so I eventually watched it a couple episodes because I just needed to understand what he was saying, and it was pretty funny.
I think his stand-up is much better than the show. The show was very relevant and culturally very important, I think, just generally at that time. But his stand-up, man, is like, I've watched so much of that. Well, okay, so he's in the same category to me. There's Chappelle, there's Norm Macdonald.
Where's Bo Burnham in this?
Bo is not. I don't like his stand-up hardly at all.
Oh, really?
But I think as an artist, when it comes to acting, music, I think he's got all the creativity package, and I think that his special was phenomenal. Did I tell you what my dad said about his special? It's so funny since we're talking about my dad so much on this cast.
Yeah, I mean, this is the John Woolley.
So it's just like classic, and there's no. I'm just saying this is a very classic situation. He didn't get it at all, because obviously it's I would classify it as millennial comedy.
It's
right?
targeted at 40 and below, really.
Yeah, and he said, "I don't understand why this guy is so sad. It's not like he had to go to Vietnam."
Yeah.
I thought it was the greatest. It's like perfect. You couldn't write that into a script better than it happened in real life.
I can see the Artha being generated.
I mean, it's just perfect. Yeah. It's just absolutely perfect.
True, though.
Yeah, and I was like, well, you're not wrong.
It's like, oh, you had to stay at home and watch TV.
He's missing the nuance of the millennial experience, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile. Now,
But
I think the greatest burden put on our generation is dealing with the transition to tech, but then also the generation above us not being prepared for that transition.
Yeah, kind of checked out of the future.
Like the adults above us, I can imagine if you went to Vietnam, your parents being like, "Well, it's not the World War II.
Right, sure.
Didn't have to go through etc. The Great Depression, like that kind of stuff." Same thing, except for like, I don't know, my parents were not prepared for the technological shift, and now I have to constantly just like, there's so many places.
Well, it's just all on those who are aware of what's going on. Like when you're aware that Facebook is literally destroying society in front of you.
Yeah, but it's down right now.
And then there are a lot of people that are oblivious to it and getting destroyed by it.
Yeah.
It's like exhausting, obviously, but
yeah.
Everyone's got their struggles. I'm not saying anyone's better or worse than the other, for real.
Yeah, I'm just that's definitely the challenge of our times.
Yeah. Generational struggle. And the Zoomers, the Z's.
The Z-Gen.
The Z's, man.
All right. You ready to play?
Yep. We still haven't started playing yet. This is
time.
Crazy. I thought we were just hosting a talk show today.
No, we can't. You want to talk more about meats? Good meats? Making Connections 1B. The Hood, etc., etc. He's recruiting an army. Would reveal each player must resolve the Hood's foul play ability in player order. Foul play special. Discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card does not belong to the Hood encounter set, deal it to yourself as a face-down encounter card.
Okay.
So,
are we supposed to get cards first, I think?
I don't know.
I think we have cards first.
I don't remember. Who's first player?
Justice versus, what are you?
Aggression.
I'll go first.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and draw my hand. Do we know what happens first?
I think let's just go ahead and draw and get our
David,
stuff
the modulars are unknown to us.
It's a mystery.
Set the pace. 0, remove 1. Interesting. Clear the area.
I agree with New Soul Sammy. Anybody who hasn't seen Chappelle's speech when receiving the Mark Twain Prize must see it.
Holy smokes. Look at this card. Keen Instincts. Resource. Exhaust Keen Instincts. Generate a wild resource for an attack or thwart event.
That's unbelievably good. Wow, you get to discover your cards along the way, too.
Now,
and double clear the area. That's one of the best cards.
What's my hero ability?
Wait, are you playing Justice?
No, check this out. Gamora, Skilled Tactician. You may include up to 6 attack or thwart events in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect.
Beautiful.
Action, look at the top card of your deck. If it's an attack or a thwart, draw it. That's my alter ego ability.
Really?
What?
So draw a card, essentially?
Her stats are 2/2/2. This is Gamora hero side. Finesse response. After you play an attack action, remove a threat from a scheme. Limit once per phase.
After you play an attack action, remove a threat from a scheme. That's very good.
Precision. After you play a thwart event, deal a damage to an enemy.
Of course. You want to be doing the threat one, though.
Look at your stat line. You're going to love it.
This is just fun to use. My gosh, she's so good.
Okay.
What a terrible opening draw I have here.
Apparently, you're supposed to mulligan everything for your
the gun
heal thing. 2.0.
Oh, yeah?
That's what someone said.
It's one of those decks? I definitely don't need any of these. It's really a complete shame that I've drawn this.
Okay. It's a 2-cost thwart event called Forward Momentum. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. 2 for 3. Bad.
It's already
but
pretty good.
I also do a damage because of my ability.
Yeah.
Then it says 5 threat instead if you played an attack event this turn.
2 for 5 plus a damage. The value is exceedingly good. Yeah, my hero action, take a damage, generate money. Yep, I got it.
Keeping you. I want to keep one of you. Ooh, don't remove that.
Well, that's easier said than done. I'm going to keep this gun, because I don't know. Why wouldn't you? Oh, wait, setup. When do I do setup? Is that after the mulligan?
Yep.
I'm going to get that pistol. Ah, there it is. Okay, so apparently I got the goods here.
I'm the mulligan 4.
Wow, this is an expensive deck. And we're not running mansions and stuff in here? I guess it's because I get a free resource on the flip.
That's why Godslayer's not in my deck.
All right, discard until I hit a weapon per my ability here.
Holy smokes.
Ah, there's my helicarrier. Venom, don't do me like this. Come on. Ah. There's a sonic rifle. Okay. Wow, look at... I can't afford any of this. Okay.
All right, let's resolve this.
Big reputation. Yep.
Your first player. If this is not from the hood, you're going to get its face
It's
down.
not from the hood.
It is not. It's from Hydro Patrol. It's a Hydro regular. It's face down, but just look at that and realize you're going to get that card.
Oh, this is what I didn't want this. I wanted it to be a hood card.
Yeah. Meanwhile, mine is a hood card.
Hydro regulars, two, so I need to do 2 damage to this thing next turn and incite 1, so we will have 1 threat on the main at the end of this villain phase.
Good to know.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and use my ability to look at the top card of my deck. Stays there. Who built this thing?
Is there any advantage to more threat being on the main scheme for you? I don't know, you seem to me to not want to touch that, but maybe is there additional, like double clear the area situations, or?
Let me see how
not that would really matter. And while we're cutting checks for the stream, talk to Nalgene Corporation about this guy. Made in the USA, 100% HDPE food grade plastic, 48 ounces is my preferred size here, 1,400 milliliters for our friends everywhere else in the world with a sensible system of measurement. I've had this for a very long time. You can put stickers on them if you'd like. I'm a minimal sticker guy. Some people are more aggressive with their stickering.
How many would you be putting on there?
I like 1 to 2. I really just like the 1.
I mean threat.
Oh. 2. 2.
2 is acceptable if it gets you some good benefit.
Well, 2 or 3. The villain's going to scheme.
3. Well, I can clear the area to remove 2 and draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do that before.
It's just 4 damage. It's not worth it. All right, here's what's going to happen. Jack flag. After Jack thwarts. I'm not gonna play this turn. I've got a ton of stuff to do. So I'm gonna pitch 1 to play Project Rebirth 2.0. Alter ego action, exhaust, draw a card. That seems easy. All right.
That seems good.
Yeah, it's so good.
And if you're confusing them a lot, you can go down and get that benefit a lot.
Yeah. I think we've figured out the point.
Yeah, and Venom should go to alter ego a lot. That happens.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole reality of it is the Venom and the character are constantly going back and forth. Did you did the Hydro Brain?
I did.
Just checking that box.
Yep, Hydro Life.
Don't forget the address. 71.
Yeah, $1,500. Steve Woolley, care of Covenant. Direct to me. We're gonna skip.
I thought we set that direct deposit thing up.
Structure. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little different here. So I'm gonna play the multi-gun. Oh wait, I get free money. Hold on.
The best kind of money.
Let's throw this up to Sparkles.
Now I'm hungry.
With this bar ass hot dog.
Think about malto meal.
Mm.
And I like oatmeal. I haven't opened that Count Chocula yet, but I'm gonna.
You know what? I hope that you do. That sounds really, really delightful.
Oh, the other cereals, by the way. There's blueberry.
Really?
And there's a... Let me see. There's a straw...
Blueberry's where it's at, man. I think I'm a blueberry guy.
Well...
It's a play on blueberry, you know?
It is. It's very funny. And Frankenberry.
Oh, Frankenberry's where it's at. Show me that box. Oh, man, you got that 3-pack of Frightful Delights.
Look at these guys.
Frankenberry always, I think, was a little too sweet for me.
It probably is, but look, it's worth trying.
I mean, it's like the trilogy, right?
It is.
It's basically Lord of the Rings right there, of cereals.
Yeah. Now I'm really hungry.
Okay, this multi-gun is going to get played for with 2 cards and the Venom resource. Take a damage, turn into money. Okay, done. And then we're going to play Think Fast, pitching a Mockingbird. I'm going to hold this Sonic Rifle and play it next turn. If I had an Arsenal slot, this would be a phenomenal card for that. Hero action, take a damage, confuse the villain.
You'll love to see it.
Deck's working. Man, I can't believe how good these still look, I'm going to be honest with you. Since we can sell our own products once in a while on these streams. Seriously, look at these, though.
Cosmic boards and tokens now available for shipping in the United Kingdom.
Although one of them's out of stock right now, I think. Is that the Investigator tokens for Arkham, or is that... Anyway, the hood is confused now.
Aaron says, I love how this is the second stream I'm watching in a few days, and you're still talking about Count Chocula. It's
the topics really go nowhere. They're ever present.
We are who we are.
When you're thinking about Count Chocula last week, you're probably still thinking about it.
I haven't opened it yet. I look forward to this all year long.
Hero action. Remove 2 threat from this scheme. Just kidding.
That'd be funny.
Just dunk on you. 2 damage to an enemy is the weakest of these options, though. I guess it's 2 damage.
Now, if you'd put 2 scheme here using your abilities earlier and then removed it with this, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, we don't want that, though. Deal 2 damage. Got it. Doctor. Okay, and then I've got 2 attack. I'm going to send it as well.
All right, we did it. Mine?
Yep.
Let's flip over to Gamora. Play Keen Instincts. I'm going to use Keen Instincts. We're going to play Clear the Area. We're going to move this 2. I draw a card. And I'm going to trigger her ability and do a damage.
Sometimes
it works.
Feel like you're doing more than you were previously with past heroes.
Yeah. And then I'll play Gamora's Sword.
DK778. Wait, available in UK. How? We're working with warehouse there. We've got everything set up. We're
good to go.
We've got our tax information set up, which you did not make easy, UK.
Brexit.
Thank you for that. Yeah, right in the middle of everything.
Half you guys voted for that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know the ins and outs of it at all.
But yeah,
I know it made my life more complicated.
As careful observers living in the United States of America, we can definitely call you out for those kinds of mistakes.
We never make those.
Never. Here's the other piece of this, is that the UK fulfillment thing is a little bit nuanced. So if you go to the nav bar,
I'll link to it,
and go down to UK shipping,
or go to cov.link/UK-shipping.
Nailed it. Then you'll find a little bit more about that. It's not a perfect system right now, but we are serving a certain amount of products via Royal Mail direct in the UK, so we don't have to worry about what. Do you still pay VAT on that, or is it in? How do the taxes work? Everyone pays VAT. You can't get away from the VAT.
I mean, you can. It's just illegal.
That's why old Andrew Yang was so into VAT and UBI. That was the platform. But
universal basic income.
Yeah, so you collect more of the tax. And
weirdly, math checks out.
Yeah.
I like this. Just where it says, "Ha! It made your life harder." I'm sure it's not making it easy over there in the UK. I did use my ability. Just so we're all aware.
Is it work once per turn or every time?
Once per phase.
Okay, once per phase.
So if I could somehow play cards during the enemy phase.
I've seen it happen. Wait a minute. Doesn't somebody need to be on? No, we can eat the confusion. That's fine.
Someone will next round get to go down, right? But
yeah.
The advantage is that you can take a punch.
Yeah.
Then go down and heal a bunch.
That's right.
And he's confused and then come back.
Take a punch, heal a bunch. Classic.
You know, this has some stuff going on.
Theory Reg is saying, what about the rest of Europe? So good question. We're testing it in the UK currently and kind of working those systems out and working the technology side out. And then if that goes well and we feel that the demand is there and that it's worth serving, which I think at this point it would be probably there.
And Sun Temple Radio, making a good point. So above a certain amount of euro, you previously would have to pay an import tax. So fortunately, the imports tax piece is happening on our end. It's already there
when we push it in. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, EU, Canada, these are all very reasonable things that might happen. Ready to keep going?
Yep. 2 threat on.
2 threat on. And then attacks me 1 plus a boost. Hit me.
Oh yeah, I'll attack.
All right.
With my basic attack.
I always forget that basic ability.
All right, 1 plus 0.
I got that assault too. That's great. Oh, a perfect 3, so I can roll right down, heal it.
I'm also gonna take a 1 plus 0. I'm not worried about it. 1 plus 2. There goes my obligation. I'll take 3.
Too bad I can't heal you.
And then it's fine. I have tools for
Micah really said that in a nice way, right? Hey, Zach, FYI, Gamora has an attack she can use.
That's a good way to say it. There are less good ways to say that.
If he was saying it in person, I think it would have a different vibe. Ready?
Perhaps.
We already knew it was coming. Hydra regular. And this multi-gun's going to take care of that. In sight 1.
Well, boom.
Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support. They got me.
Oh no.
They got me.
Oh no. The value.
I know. I have to leave Rebirth, right?
It's worth a lot.
Sometimes the game just delivers.
But that's a fine exchange.
For the game.
You're fine.
Not for me.
Field recruitment. We're able to choose a set-aside modular set at random, shuffle it in the counter deck, resolve the hood's foul play ability, remove this card from the game. Yeah.
Discard the top card of the encounter deck.
So remove it from the game. I'm going to grab another modular. Let's grab this one.
Question about this sleeve. All right. Mr. Kimmel, here comes more cash. These are Shine On. Make It Shine. I call them Shine On. I'm doing poorly. Make It Shine sleeves. Steve sent these to us in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
You might have seen his YouTube channel.
You don't discard that, do you?
No. But would you?
That was a good chance. Good try.
Can I catch the Hydra regular off guard? Anyway, Steve will beat the game. Kimmel is making these. Sent us a few packs. And we're checking them out. I think you can get them in Canada currently. I think they're in the States. You cannot. Maybe we'll sell them. Maybe we won't.
Obsidian, which is better, Project Rebirth 2.0 or Aunt May? So Aunt May, strictly on healing, is better, of course, because she heals for 4. But with Spider-Man only having 10 health, 3 would be roughly equivalent a lot of times. But having the option to draw instead is really good. Triggering foul play. It's a hood card. No penalty for me. First player token passes. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, watch this.
Watch
it. Look at this. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Clobber using my Keen Instincts and 1 card from hand. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. If it's the first card I played this round, return it to my hand.
I love that card.
Do you want me to do 3 there or here? You got 2. I got a 2 here. We'll do 3 here.
Okay.
Down to 8.
Take care of old Venom over here. Igor doesn't like my decisions. Thinks I should have left multi-gun. I just feel like this deck's going to play with Rebirth. Basically, roll up, confuse, do some stuff, roll down, heal. And I think that sequence is going to be really important to the deck. We'll see if it's true or not. First time out of the gate.
And I played an attack, so I'm going to trigger Gamora's Sword to do a damage. And then I'm going to trigger my ability to remove a threat. Seems okay. Next, let's play... Nebula.
That's you, man. Oh no, you're Gamora.
I'm
I
Gamora.
never know the difference.
Oh, they're sisters.
Haven't seen the movies.
After Nebula enters play, search my deck for an attack or thwart event added to my hand. Shuffle my deck. Pardon me. I'll be back.
Did they just decide to print all the good words on all of these cards?
Yeah, they really did.
They went to the good word bank. Said, can we just give them what search and damage for free? And
I like keeping that.
proud we are of all of them.
What? This is ridiculous.
You got the good cards?
Yeah. There's a card that is a attack, defense, and thwart card. I'm going to get an acrobatic move.
Really excellently named, too.
Yeah. Then I'll play it. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. I played an attack, so I'll deal damage to an enemy with my sword.
And then do you get a thwart as well, or you already do that?
I haven't done anything yet.
But do you get like the free thwart, or has that already happened?
It's once per phase.
Okay.
So I did that. I'm going to remove 2 threat here. I'm going to punch Venom for 2. Or the hood. And then pass to you.
What's that? You see, one of McCartney's comment has hearts in it, so I feel like I want to read it. I haven't read it yet, though. Can you read it?
William says, hey guys, just got back home after doing a bit of traveling for work, but I had 2 surprises for you. One was Nebula, the other was some very beautiful... Oh, 2 surprises from you. Beautiful custom TC tokens. Love them and love you guys. Thank you, William. Appreciate the support.
You too.
People buying stuff from us is the only way we can do everything that we do, so we appreciate it. I always do this. It's a bit dark.
In here?
Like this area particularly. Does it look dark?
Yeah, yeah, it does. But I think our monitors are not very good. I mean, obviously, it's like the cheapest.
You ordered a new one, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be here. You know what I think they did? I think that was the old deliver to UPS. You have no recourse. That's why it's so frustrating. What are you going to do? Call up FedEx and be like, hey, you're doing a poor job? They'll be like, okay, we're on it, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll file the report.
They don't care.
They don't care at all. Especially now, USPS is going to what, 3 to 5 day delivery?
Yeah. And hey, fair warning, if you're in Australia, I think they're not delivering anymore. We had to switch that off.
Oh right, in New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Yeah,
makes sense. I mean, it's on the other side of the world.
I saw this morning that the Prime Minister in New Zealand, they're getting rid of their no disease stance. It's like, we just have to live with this. We can't keep it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I think they see the craziness going on in Australia and are kind of like reading the tea leaves on that.
That you just can't avoid it.
Yeah. Can't avoid it.
Really?
Australia's doing like severe lockdowns.
But I feel like they've just fought so hard to finally give up.
I know. I don't know. Well, they did a great job. I mean, they've already reaped the benefits of that in a lot of ways. But again, this is just an article I read, so I haven't studied it out.
She's apparently very popular.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. I've got a lot of decision points here.
Gamora's legit.
Yeah.
A lot of incidental value.
Should I push value or should I play the Sonic Rifle? How many have I seen so far? I'll see another one, right? Okay. I'm not going to play this card.
I don't know, Michael, what the New Zealand vaccination rate is. That'd be a good point, though. If most of your population was vaccinated, it would be a lot
It'd be easier.
less terrifying. Yeah. Cam's saying, do the value. As our friend Eric Wainwright would say, go for the value.
Okay. But Venom's pistol, you're too good. I have to play you. He wants to build a lot. That's kind of the
Man. Every time I see that shine on screen, it's so funny.
It is really very funny. I agree with that.
Aren't we having so much more fun?
No.
Yeah, I hate being here, too.
I hate this.
Hey, look, the art on Clobber is Gamora punching Venom, or kicking Venom. It was like it was built for this team. Because Venom's not always your friend, you know?
No, yeah. The virus can turn. That's a problem with Viry.
Igor says super value for the rifle when he's already confused.
You know, kind of. Not really, though, yeah?
I don't know what the rifle does.
So it's only got 2 charges. It costs 3. It has 2 charges and it deals 3 if the villain's confused. So 3 for 6 is not good. So I don't ever want to use this for damage. Ever. Unless it's like game-winning damage.
You want to use it to have a weapon out.
You can confuse them with the charge, or you can do 3 damage if they're already confused.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah. So I don't want to use it for that.
Hood has 14 health.
Heroic Intuition coming out here.
Permanent value.
Yeah. Let's pitch for the Venom's pistol. I'm going to hold the Sonic Rifle and bring that into play next turn.
Yeah, well, send me permanent value. Yeah. Well, you know, when you go down, you can draw a card.
I can, but I want that 3 heal.
Well, you're going to do it next round going up.
Yep, true.
Hey, if that helps you play something. I don't know how much that costs.
I think it would. Potentially. It really depends on what you draw, doesn't it? Huh.
Anyways, something to think about.
That's a great question. Yeah. Or you could take the card going up into your next hero turn.
Or you can take the card
go to a 7 card
hand. You
hand.
take the card both times.
But yeah, heal a 3. Come on, it's too good.
Can you heal though?
Heal or do 2 damage here.
Are you a builder? Are you an angel?
I would like to get this rifle into play.
Does it 2 cost?
I just can't use it this turn, so I'm just less into it.
What's it cost?
3.
Oof.
Yeah. So you could use Venom's ability, take the damage, and you could travel with the strength, that's not a terrible...
I do like traveling with strength.
That's not terrible. But you've got 1 Heroic Intuition in the deck. You get it out now. You go to 2 Thwart. Plus the Confuse. It's just going to be so taken care of. I'm going to stick with it. I'm sticking with this idea. And I'm going to do 3, and I'm going to use the pistol to get +1. So I'm going to do 3 damage to the hood there. 2 plus 1. I didn't need to use Venom's ability that turn, although I really wanted to. I'm going to roll down. I'm going to stick with my plan here and remove 3. And I'm going to roll up into a 7 card hand. Be happy.
We don't hate it.
It was terribly inefficient on that turn, but it is building. And I feel like if I've got all this threat removal, building is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I see exactly what's happening here. So I'm supposed to have 1,000,000 guns. That's the idea. That's how this is supposed to work. Huh. All right, 2-1. Hood is going to interact with you on an attack, 1 plus a boost card.
No block. 1 plus 2 is 3. I'm gonna interrupt. Pay 1 for a cross counter. When I take any amount of damage, prevent up to 3 of that damage, then deal damage to an enemy and remove a threat from a scheme. 1 and 1. It is both an attack and a thwart, so I can trigger both of these once per phase. So I'll remove here and do another one here.
Are you kidding me?
And it's an attack, so I'll trigger my sword, which is just happens, and 1 more damage. Why not? Over to you, Kent.
Confused.
Oh, he failed. Bad cards.
I feel like the 97 Bulls all of a sudden.
Dunkarooskies. The Hood's mantle. Attached to the Hood gains Retaliate 1 and Steady. Requires 2 status of the same type to be etc. You have to hero action 1 of each resource type to discard this card.
We've got upper hand here. When revealed, the Hood schemes and then resolve the foul play ability. So 1 plus on the scheme, if you would, please.
1 plus 0.
Another assault in the bag there. That's Venom on the assault too. Pretty cool. And then foul play, so discard the top card. If it's not the Hood,
it's not.
It comes to me. What is it though?
Well, you get to reveal it right now because you're in the middle of revealing.
Oh, right on. A Tyrannosaurus Rex out of nowhere.
Boogly, boogly.
The Hood's got a weird gang this time around.
He recruited the dinosaurs.
Wow, that's actually phenomenal. So a 6 health, tough, 3 attack Tyrannosaurus Rex out of the backfield. We weren't ready.
Oh, man.
Zero
that's so
scheme,
good.
man. So I can hang out down here.
Yeah, just hang. This passes over to you.
That's fun.
Yeah. See, we're having so much more fun.
The modulars are where it's at.
I love the modulars. Yeah, Rando Rex. Let's go.
Rando Rex.
Love it.
Okay.
Now, I can clear that tough for you really easy.
Okay.
Because I have the 1 damage pop.
Okay. 1 threat should be on the main scheme. Was there an insight that we missed?
There,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go Project Griffith. Have you been watching Reservation Dogs?
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
It's a play on Reservoir Dogs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it happens on reservation. It's all filmed in Oklahoma. In fact, the soundtrack is rife with Jacob Tovar, who's one of my favorite artists, who I actually saw this weekend at Christ Church Episcopalian at 101st and Yale.
Really?
Yeah, free ribs too. Free ribs, man. I didn't even know. I just went, and we were like, "Whoa, Jacob Tovar, one of my favorites. Where's he playing?" Cat friend, texted Zach Reeves.
Where at?
101st and Yale, Christ Church Episcopalian.
What's on that corner?
They didn't card you or anything. You just walked in. They didn't have to prove anything. You didn't, they didn't offer you the sacrament
It sounds like people just that genuinely want you to be enjoying your human experience.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. We brought camp chairs. They had a nice little setup out there. It was just beautiful night. Beautiful night.
Beautiful weather. What night was that?
And that's the kind of artist you want to hear on a beautiful summer or a kind of fall summer. That Indian summer. It's what we call it sometimes. What'd you say?
What night was that?
Saturday night.
Nice. That was great weather.
Yes.
That's what I was asking. I was curious.
Saturday night was awesome. So I went to Oktoberfest in Cabin Boys Brewery, Oktoberfest, and then went to the church and had some ribs and watched Jacob Tovar. It was a phenomenal day. And let me tell you something else. Those ribs were better than any that I have bought in the past 10 years.
Yep. Yeah. My uncle-in-law went over there a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know this till recently. He smokes things very well.
Mm-hmm.
And he had pulled pork and
just sit outside a smoker for 3 days.
He was working on it for days. And
Yeah.
he was letting stuff sit for weeks it's just it was
bring it
so
on.
good.
Bring it on, man. Okay.
Rafe wants to know if they have backstrap.
No, they did not. Well, I didn't ask him.
That's how you get Rafe in the stream. You mentioned Cabin Boys.
Those ribs were great. Okay. Yeah, Jacob Tovar, man. It's great stuff. Well, we're going up to hero mode, obviously. I'm just going to... I don't know if I need this yet, but I'm going to use it because I just feel like I should just use it and play another pistol.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Then I definitely feel inspired to play this gun. Yeah. And then I can potentially play a side holster, and I've still got play here. Okay, let's do this. Check this out. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but now I'm gonna do it.
You want me to get rid of that top?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clobber. Do 3 here. Trigger my sword to get rid of your tough. And trigger this to remove this.
You're giving me
And then it's clobber so it bounces back up.
literally nothing to do. I've got this heroic intuition, and I is nothing. I'm just sitting here.
We're both good at threat, apparently. We got this T-Rex to take care of, man. There's something to do.
I got something to do, buddy. Huh. Wow, yeah, actually, there's a... I'm supposed to be caring about this, but there's just no
threat.
Maybe we've seen the other side of Galaxy's Most Wanted where it's just too easy.
This is not Galaxy Most Wanted.
I know, that's what I mean, where it's now we're hitting the other side of difficulty where it's just fun, which is the last thing I'm looking for. Side holster, I'm going to play that out because I know it's in the deck for a reason.
Oh yeah, I get Retaliator from the hood. Watch out for that.
Okay. Cleveland Summer Nights. Okay, next up, do we play the Sonic Rifle? Do we play the run and gun? Do we play the concussive blow? We play the concussive. Ooh. No, I'm not playing that side holster. It's going to be a critical part of this next turn. We play the concussive blow. And then... I've got so many ways to confuse the villain that I actually am overlapping myself. So instead...
Super sane. I'm imagining a scenario where the T-Rex has a scheme value other than 0 and what a scheming T-Rex would look like.
Can you do 2 damage here? Yes, you can. You can do it so many different ways and make your head spin. All right, Venom is going to swing for 2, double pistol for 4. Do 4 to the T-Rex.
Cue him up.
Then we're going to play a little think fast. Take a damage, confuse the villain.
You stalwart, don't you forget it.
What does that mean?
2 needs 2.
I got 2 for him right here. And then Sonic Gun for 2. Now...
Well, he's got 1 on there.
Here's what's crazy. Okay, so he's not already confused if he has a half confusion.
What'd you say?
Confuse an enemy, deal 3 damage to that enemy if it's already confused. And that says they are not confused until they get 2 of the status card. Okay.
So you have another one?
Yeah, so he's now officially confused.
Now I can go down to Healy Town.
Going down to Healy Town.
Which we won't. I mean, I'll go down. But, okay, I'm going to play, of all things, check this out. I'm going to play Jarnbjorn.
Wow. I haven't seen that. I'm playing the greatest hits over here.
Yeah. Then I'm going to attack the T-Rex.
So basically, you're building a deck where everything that you do triggers 17 other things.
Yep.
Is that the slap, and then the chop? The chop is the after effect, and the slap is the primary effect.
So we'll do 2 here.
Okay. What are you resolving to do 2 there? Gamora's hero
Just
ability?
attacking, yeah.
Okay, now what's happening?
Then I'm going to respond with Jarnbjorn to get rid of a physical, to do 2 here, so I don't have to take the retaliate.
Okay.
Because it's not an attack.
Right.
And then I'm going to go down to my alter ego.
What about the sword? Does the sword do anything? Did you play an attack event or anything?
I just attacked.
Yeah, okay, well, this is boring. This turn sucks.
All right, and then that'll be the end of the round. Thanks for playing.
That's right. Oh, yeah, it's token on Sonic Rifle. That's great.
Now, worth mentioning, if you need a blocker, I do have one.
From the 1 attack hood?
Yeah. He's attacking you. What would you like to do?
I'll take the damage for sure. I got 12 hit points. I got money in the bank.
1 + 1, 2.
Take it 2.
Then tries to scheme against me, clears the confused. Then we go bad cards.
Starting with Venom, upper hand. Just saw this one. The hood attacks me and resolve foul play. I'll take the attack. It's fine.
1+ special. You're stunned. And then foul play is not a hood card, so you get that.
Okay. Let's keep her going. Hydra Soldier. Guard. Ooh, I hate these Hydra Soldiers. That's the one that gives you an encounter card when they're defeated. Ugh. Gross.
Meanwhile, I got an Ancient Warrior. Quick Strike. I'm in alter ego. You can't Quick Strike
me.
That's
right. Who's Ancient now?
And then end of the turn. Just pass it back to me.
Okay.
Go ahead and trigger my ability. Look at the top card of my deck. If it's an attack or a thwart, it's not. Missed twice. Come on. Why are we even here? Let's go ahead and recover for 3, I suppose. Let's go to Gamora. Let's play an Ironheart.
I love that card. Did you draw?
I did now.
We did forget this third edition, yeah. Maybe that's why it's so easy. We're not doing the steps.
That might be one reason why. All right, let's play a momentum shift using this and this. Heal 2 damage.
Would you use, what was that card that you used?
Deal 2.
What's the payee card? We'll pop it up. Yeah.
Keen Instinct.
Keen Instincts, that's right.
Heal 2 damage. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So I'll deal 2 here. It's an attack, so I'll move a thwart. It's an attack, so I'll do 1.
No Jarnburn trigger? You're losing your game.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to pay for it here.
With genius. Yeah. I've got an idea. Let's shift the momentum.
Hero action. I'm going to discard 3 to get rid of the hood. Then
the hood's mantle.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice.
Then I'll punch the hood for 1. I'll let you make up your own mind on whether to deal that or not.
Okay. I'm stunned, so that kind of eliminates my options here, doesn't it?
Oh, do you have to heal to play that card? If
Is it a cost?
I'll do this instead.
Is it before the arrow?
Yeah. So I didn't recover an alter ego. I just healed 2 off of the thing, and then I'll punch here for 2.
Thanks. Real pal. Okay, so one thread.
What can I say?
One thread is on. I could remove 8 this turn.
That's the justice problem.
Mm-hmm.
When things are going well, it's just like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we're doing. We're going to generate a resource. And we're going to pay 2, 3 for our boy Nicholas.
Oh, it's Fury time.
And we're going to deal 4 damage. Just kidding. We're going to draw 3 cards.
That'd be great. Remove 3 threat.
All right, so then you draw 2 behind enemy lines. Remove 3 threat from a scheme.
Maybe we'll have to go.
Nicholas is going to do 2 to the Hydra Soldier. Let's get him out of here.
Maybe we'll have to go revisit.
Give me a deal man encounter card from that.
Oh, Ronan.
Look at this. Look at this hand.
Yeah. What do you do with it?
Nothing. Nothing. What you do with it is you play behind enemy lines using a wild and a mental. And if you paid for this card using only mentals, you get to confuse a villain.
Okay, we like this thought. You gonna go down to alter ego?
I am.
And then heal?
I'm gonna clear the stun.
Yep.
And then are we ready to, do you want to waltz into the next?
I don't think so. I think you go down, you heal, come back.
Okay.
That's the time we start going to town.
All right, let's roll down to alter ego and heal with Project Rebirth 2.0.
Nailed it.
Flash Thompson. Not to be confused with the Flash. And I'll be blocking for you with Nicholas. Yeah, so I was stunned. That was the main thing if you're confused about that turn. That was my biggest problem. All right, drawing a card. Give me another encounter card, would you?
Here we go. Here's the turn for old Hood. You put 2 threat on that scheme?
Yes, gladly.
He's gonna attack me. I'm gonna go ahead and block it with Ironheart.
No, me. Nick's going away.
Oh, okay.
You're like sad you're not losing Ironheart.
+2. 2 damage, Nick.
Only 2 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, Nick's still dead, I guess.
And then he's tries to scheme against you, but he's confused. Then we go to bad cards. Now, this could go bad.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we kind of need a little spice here, don't we?
The Hood's pistol attached to the Hood. +1 scheme, +1 attack. Here we go. That's what he's been missing.
Okay. Okay. So he's got a pistol, and I've got 3 cards. This is not bad at all. Advance.
Tor says this Justice deck is so powerful it confused the audience. All right, 1 +1, 2 going on.
All right, you got 2 there. I got it. Yeah, it looks like something interesting for me to do next turn. There's a time portal. When this scheme is defeated, shuffle it into the encounter deck instead of discarding it. It comes in with 4. That's where that T-Rex came from.
That's right.
The Hood recruited a portal. And then a Hydra Soldier.
You got plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Then wait, what was your bad card? Just the pistol?
Yeah.
Wow, that's not enough.
So there's a reason we started playing heroic. Remember?
It's getting boring now. Okay.
Next week. No, we decided to ratchet it up.
Got an idea.
No, we're just too good at the game, we see. These decks we didn't build.
All right. Can you do some kind of like middling one to flip the hood before I unload on the situation?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just do that, and then we'll kind of see where things go.
Can you remove 2 threat from something first? Name your choice.
This one probably, yeah.
That would be fine, yeah. You have a way to do that?
Yeah, I have a number of ways to do that. Who's asking? I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, I have an event that would let me remove 2, draw a card, and because I'm playing a thwart event, do damage.
You would, yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll up to hero mode. No, I'm gonna do the thing first. Did I just do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card rather than heal.
Oh, he had a +1 scheme here because of his pistol. Maybe that's why it's easy.
All right, then we're gonna roll up. And then you want 2 scheme, you say, eh? Or two thwart removed.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what does your thing do?
I need either of those schemes to be at 2 threat left.
You're looking at clear the area.
Yeah.
I don't really do it in small chunks. I'm doing things in 4s.
4 from the main's fine.
And then you could just remove 1.
Yeah.
This is a horrible value. It's disgusting.
I mean, still fine value.
It's disgusting. Okay, fine. You've got it. Let's do thwart 2 with heroic intuition, 4 with the pistols off the main.
Look at you go.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played Justice.
I'm going to go ahead and use my keen instincts to play clear the area. Room 2 here. So I'm going to draw a card. I'll trigger my ability to do a damage here.
This is the chop phase of the game, yeah?
Yeah, we're going downtown. Then stage 2, 32 health. Winner build, choose a set aside, random, etc., etc. So let me get this set first.
What do you need? Can I help?
No. We're gonna grab the top one. Why not? Shuffle it in.
Obsidian, I grabbed the card from Rebirth. I didn't heal. I feel like I've got 10 to play with here, and
we got allies for days.
we got allies.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, allies. I should probably look at if I can discard that pistol. Also, I can't.
All right.
Looked. Okay, now for my next trick.
How much damage can you do?
Let's play a run and gun. There's no weird way you can get me 1 resource, right? I've already got the one that I'm using here.
Not a weird way to do that, no.
Well, I'll just play energy and then use this guy. No, wait, I need that guy for the wild. Discard a think fast. So 3 for run and gun, ready Venom, and each weapon upgrade. Oh wait, I guess when this is gone, it's gone. It's one of those that goes off the table. Uses.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it seems like it. So it won't matter.
Peter asking, does the Venom expansion come with a holofoil character card?
We're trying out these sleeves from Steve. Beat the game, making some sleeves there.
Hey, even at like 50 cents of mention now, we'd be talking about a free meal.
Yeah, how many impressions have we gotten here? Let's do 2, 3, 4 damage to that Hydra Soldier. Go ahead and deal me a card.
Here you go. Hey, can you... How much damage are you looking at this turn?
We're going to do Concussive Blow with 2 Grasping Tentacles and Venom's Wild. So that is all fists, which means we're going to confuse the hood, and then we're going to deal 3 damage to the hood. What do you think about that? How much damage can you do? Not enough. Hey, do we need to worry about that?
19?
We can get close.
I'm saying.
I'm saving the gun. I'm not. I refuse to spend this on damage. I refuse. And I'm gonna hold that card. That's me.
Well,
you can go to Alter Ego if you'd like.
I just might. I'm gonna play Angela. Love this card. After end of this play, under your control, search the top 10 cards that you can counter deck for a minion. Put it into play, engage with you. Shuffle and counter deck. If a minion was not put into play this way, discard Angela.
You got any more T-Rexes in there?
We'll see.
And you started from the bottom rather than the top.
Grab the top 10. Ooh, that's pretty brutal. Don't like that.
You gonna YOLO into something weird?
No, I'm gonna get this Ancient Warrior. But I have information about one of the side schemes that came in. Quick Strike, I take 2, I think.
Mm-hmm. Are you revealing? Resolving? What does it say? Put it into play. I don't think you reveal it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you reveal it.
Let's just say there's a really, really mean minion in here.
Is it the biggest one, that Ronin? Oh my gosh, how funny is that? Now we can title it, We Finally Take on Ronin.
Yeah, we finally take on Ronin.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Someone's saying Quick Strike happens on engage. Let me know if that's true. Well, then Angela is just going to punch this guy.
Engaged with you. It doesn't engage you if it comes into play engaged with you, right? I don't know how the rules work for this game.
Then
go and take 2, and then if people are wrong, you can always take it back.
I have a feeling it's going to be just fine. I'm just here so I don't get found. Okay. I'm going to swing.
Now run me through everything that's happening
for
here.
2, just a regular attack, but I am going to play a mean swing.
Ooh.
So I punch for 5.
That's right.
Then I'm going to play a decisive blow. Deal 4 damage, 7 instead if you played a thwart event this turn. As a matter of fact, I have.
Wow.
So 8, because I also have the sword.
That's some synergy, man.
And it's an attack, so I'll remove one of these. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove 3 more and shuffle this back into the back.
Wait, how did that just happen?
I'd remove 1 because I played an attack.
Oh, and then you have your allies do the rest.
Yeah.
That was smart. You're doing some heavy lifting over there. You're like a forklift. You're pushing those pallets around, man.
You're like a forklift.
Man, you're like a forklift. Everything good?
GT Lime saying, check the rules. It happens when engaged, so it does trigger. Super, though, is making the good point here. You is subjective.
It, hasn't always been.
All right.
As Krishnamurti says.
I don't know who that is.
Who are you? You are. That's not your bank account.
I get a free card here. Just hoping I don't draw a run-in. Brendover says, I just told my wife you're like a forklift. I don't think she was pleased. Super Saiyan Zach, the forklift bun. I'll take that.
Yeah, and you too can buy into my Super Saiyan forklift program.
That's right.
6 packs of hot dogs now. You get 6 packs every month.
What's the name of that hot dog we were talking about today?
Buns?
No, R
S, bar S.
Bar S.
Yeah.
That's how you become a forklift.
I'm not sure. I don't even know. I'm not convinced it's made of animals that we would be comfortable eating.
It might be made of animals you're comfortable eating, just not the parts you're comfortable
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We'll see where they go.
All right. X-Wing players. Time on the round.
Start of the villain phase.
My goodness.
One on the party there. You get 1 for your extra thing.
Yeah.
Then the villain's going to interact with both of us. Starting with me, attack, and I have no blocks.
1 plus 2.
Plus 3. Pistol?
4.
4 total.
Scheming against me, he fails. He was very confused.
1.
Odds of Ronin going through the roof.
2, 3, 4. Just here. All right, ready?
Uh-huh.
Wait, I think I do the top one first. No, the bottom one was the first out. The accused attached to my identity. That's awesome. When an enemy initiates an attack against me, that enemy gets +1 attack. After Ronin is defeated, discard this card. Oh, hint. I got the Cursed Hammer. That's pretty cool. The villain schemes. Advance.
You stand accused. All right. 2, 3.
You ever watch Longmire?
Yes, some of it.
Good. You should watch more of it.
3 plus judge, jury, and executioner. If it's a boost, put it into play.
Oof.
Comes in with 6.
So we got 3 on the main. It comes in with 6. What does it say?
After a friendly character is defeated by an enemy attack, place 2 threat on the main scheme.
See, that's the way to deal with allies right there.
Mine?
Yeah. It's so funny that Ronan came in.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't have planned that better.
You dare oppose me? When revealed, discard the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. Each time a card belonging to the Kree Fanatic set is discarded this way.
It's all Ronan.
Deal that card to yourself as a face-down encounter card.
Wow.
This is going to be poor. 1, 2, 3.
You're discarding them?
But if they're Kree Fanatic, I get them.
Oh my gosh, you just got 3 cards there?
Mm-hmm.
I love that the hood can still dunk on us like this.
Gang up.
Now this is what I call baseball.
The villain and each minion engage with you attacks.
Well, at least you don't have Ronan yet.
Yeah.
How close to that are you?
No. I'll take it. 2 plus a boost. 3. I'm going to use this resource. We're going to play cross counter. Prevent 3. Deal with damage. Remove a threat.
Wait, are you an alter ego?
Oh, yeah, I can't play that. Oh, no.
Can he attack you?
He can't. He just gains surge.
Uh-huh. Right.
Good catch. Bring the hammer down. When revealed, Ronan the Accuser activates against the player he is engaged with. If Ronan the Accuser is not in play, this card gains surge.
He's just like ever present. It's terrifying now.
Ronan
actually.
the Accuser.
Okay.
18 health. Tough. You cannot be stunned. When the villain phase begins, Ronan the Accuser engages the hero with the fewest remaining hit point.
Hey, we're going to just destroy the hood and get out of here.
That's the goal.
Right?
You dare oppose me. Discard the top 5 cards in encounter deck. Each time belonging to the Kree. Okay. It's only 2, though.
This is so funny.
+1, this thing. And that stops.
My gosh. We just made it out in time. Like, just in time. It was getting hot.
He's about to be bad.
Yikes. Finally got my helicarrier.
Nailed it. Upper hand. I'm in alter ego. The hood schemes. Then resolve the hood's foul play ability.
Wow.
So
cool.
3 plus 2, 5.
That's going.
We're advancing.
Let's go.
To the moon.
Hood, what's up?
Wow.
Promised prosperity. When revealed, choose one set aside modular, shuffle it in, and place an acceleration on the tuna. And then 2B, when revealed, each player must resolve the hood's ability for each player who has not dealt at least 1 face-down encounter card this way. Place 2 threat here.
Now, I'm already... What was it I was resolving? This. So I have to resolve foul play anyway, and then we resolve it again.
You have to do it because of a card already?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so
yeah.
I start with mine. I get that card. And then we each have to do it, starting with you?
Yes.
So that becomes... But you don't resolve it. You already passed that.
No, I do, actually. It will come back to me because you don't leave the phase until all cards are resolved.
All right. Well,
It's
here
in
we
the
go.
rules.
I've got 3 still.
Let's just keep going, man.
Yeah. Bring the hammer down. Ronan the Accuser activates against the player he is engaged with. If Ronan the Accuser is not in play, this card gains surge. So he's going to scheme for 3. Just 3 on the thing.
I love this punt.
Yeah, then we're going to get a Hydra Soldier.
This is like playing against the Patriots in the 4th quarter.
It's a good example. Hydra Soldier.
I know football, man. Ooh, guard is bad.
Thank goodness. Gang up. Luckily, I'm in alter ego.
Dude, if you had been in hero mode, you would have taken like 7 attacks.
I would have died. Definitely. So let's get another card. Bring the hammer down. 3 more on the thing.
He doesn't attack, he like activates?
He activates. Well, hot diggity dog.
That was crazy. Did we even do everything right? I feel like we missed things. I always feel that way, though. Oh, this does start with 4.
Hood 2 is actually the first 2 cards. We each got a card. So I would have gotten one of those cards, technically. So this isn't yours. So he reveals 2 now. So that gets discarded. Then you reveal these 2. And the first non-hood. So that's the one you get. Because the other one was a hood card.
I got you. Ancient Warrior. Quick Strike. if I had just gotten all of the things that you got, we would be in a very bad situation.
I'd have to do 15 this turn. Period. Okay, let's pass this to me. I'm going to trigger my ability. Hey, it goes into my hand.
Very good.
We like that. Flip over here. Okay, I'll deal with this thing.
And when does Ronan come around? When the villain phase begins. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. The dust settles. Huh. All right. So can we do 15, or do we have to start wiggling?
That's the math we have to run. I think we can do it.
I'm not in a great spot. I can do 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9. No, 8. I can do 8.
All right. Gamora.
Can you do 7? You can do 7.
Yeah.
You've been done 7.
Gamora is going to attack the Hydra Soldier. And then when I do, I'm going to use Jarn Buron. This card here. We're going to do 4. Get a card. Then.
Any other basic attack triggers?
That's it.
Just attack events is usually what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Then we're going to use this Keen Instincts.
Can you imagine if Ronan had guard?
It would be bad. To clobber. And I'm going to pitch here. So 3 damage.
Is it the first card you played this turn?
It is the first card, so it's going to come back to hand, and we're going to remove 1 here.
And then Gamora's sword?
And it was an attack, so the sword does 1. Yeah, you got it. Then we'll go ahead and play Acrobatic Move. We'll do 2 here. It's an attack, so it's really going to be 3.
You're saying could have done 3 when he was confused with the gun. Could have. Could have. We'll do it this turn. That 3's coming either way. We're here.
Then I will clobber again. So doing 4.
Card's good.
And then I'll swing for 2. Past you. I left a bunch of threat for you too. Can you clear the table? Let's see if you can clear the table before you
if we can
nuke 'em.
clear the table. Hmm. 4. So
super mateys. Turns out having a 7-card hand is good.
Sonic Rifle is going to confuse the. Let's just confuse people. Then.
I think technically he would have done 1 more to you, if that matters. Because the
any enemy initiates an attack. Yeah, cool. I like that.
What up, Cardboard Cast? Saying you guys planning a dinner get together for Cincinnati. So Steven's not going to be there, but I am planning to go.
Zach doesn't eat.
No, I don't. Soylent Green arrived.
Let's play Jack Flag out here.
There it is. Someone earlier said if you didn't play him turn 1, you're never going to play him, and they were wrong.
That's right. I can play him turn end game.
Yeah. I will be there. I'm planning to go and hang out somewhere on Friday and Saturday and probably Sunday night. So I don't know. I don't have specific plans yet. But if you're around loosely, I'll try to find some places that we can go hang out. That'd be cool. That dinner at Vegas was one of my favorite.
That was great. I had to get out of the tuba zone.
Man.
All right, let's do 2, 3, 4 with the pistols, 5, 6 with Mr. Flag. Let's just go ahead and clear the sides.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of there. And then let's use Venom's ability. Going to 1 hit point left. Scare tactic on the hood. If confused, then deal 3 damage to an enemy.
Waboom!
Waboom!
That was almost horrible. If that happened a turn earlier.
Okay, now question.
Uh-huh.
Let's back out. Let's zoom out here. What about that last exchange was more fun than oppressive?
So, I mean, that last exchange could have been oppressive.
Because it was the random number generator destruction machine.
I mean, part of it is the reason it was capable of happening is the hood had slowly built this deck up. Most importantly, though, is that it was the turn I had decked myself, so I had 2 encounter cards. And I don't have any ways to stop encounter cards in this deck.
Right. No spycraft.
So even if we had seen that turn and been like, man, sometimes it goes crazy. Maybe we'll hit Ronin. Let's say we're playing the same deck. I would then be like, it's probably worth running some. These heroes don't have cancels like that. So like a spycraft would have been whatever made me go get all those cards.
Maybe I'll add Coulson Spycraft to my Justice deck, or maybe you feel like it's fair, I guess. You feel like you know it's possible, and so it's like, well, maybe we'll just go to Alter Ego and...
Well, I think the other thing is...
Not use your allies to bust those side schemes, that kind of thing.
I feel like, yeah, like if we had lost that, I would have been like, oh, well, that was winnable. But the other thing is, even if we don't win on this turn, like, I just did 14 damage here. So, like, I could have done 14 to Ronin.
Yeah.
And you could remove threat, right? Enough threat. And we could clear it back. Like, we can get back into it.
Yeah. It felt like we were still able to scale up to meet the challenge.
Yeah. So even if that turn has happened earlier, I think we could have pivoted our efforts to trying to get back into the game. And that's the struggle of the game typically, right? But, I would say, like, part of the hood in general is that even if we use the same modular sets on the side, which ones get shuffled in matter.
Yeah.
A lot in this particular scenario.
Random T-Rex is hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
But this is a good example of why I think we started defaulting to expert on new stuff previously. Is that, like, it's pretty under control. And some of his turns is like, oh, that's all he did. But we're also used to just getting totally dunked on.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, feeling like the 97 Bulls every year.
Yeah, and none of the stuff here stopped us from doing our thing. That was another big piece of that.
That was the cool thing. Even you've got to do 2 confuse, I was still able to get the confuse on and turn certain cards on.
Yeah, if it had been he can't be confused, those cards are just dead cards.
Everything in here is worthless.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, very big difference.
And if every other turn you just lose 2 cards.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's just
nobody likes playing against a control deck.
Very different. Control to
look at you, Tim Rowe.
Control is one thing. You can't do X is a different thing.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Different kind of control, isn't it?
Like in Thrones, that we always complain about, like you were saying earlier, that King Robert Toast. Like, if you can just shut off a challenge.
What? Yeah.
Why? You know.
Why?
It's interesting.
All right. What's up? Catch up with the chat soon, and we're gonna get out of here. Question here from Brandon. I have a couple of the Cosmic boards, and I was considering getting a couple more. Are you planning a release of different versions anytime soon? I think I'd rather wait, if so. I mean, that's a great question. We're right now, production side of things is so behind that even if we were doing that, I mean, additional Cosmic boards have been on our list of things that we could do for a very long time. So if that were to manifest, it would still be a very, very long time from now.
Yeah,
I presume.
If ever.
I was thinking maybe we run some, like, just the red ones for the holidays or something in, like, the same style with this kind of Spidey versions. You've got that prototype, right? Yeah. So we've got the files for that.
There's a light on it, right?
I was considering maybe running
doing it. This ended up in production.
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe we could do it now. So I'm not saying yes or no on that. It's hard to know anything that might happen there.
One thing we know is that it also may never happen.
Yeah, probably. But it could also happen immediately for the holidays. Like, that's stuff we just have to decide over the next month and a half. And a lot of that is out of our hands in terms of what we want. And it's more about what's possible. Yeah. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yep. And Starwind, correct. At the core, this is a game of opportunity cost. I don't know that you can have a cooperative versus, universal villain experience, whether it's Descent or anything else, that isn't about opportunity cost. In fact, wouldn't you say all of card gaming is about opportunity cost?
I mean, that's ultimately what decisions are, right?
Whoa. Thomas says, good video, guys. Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for showing. Good night, all from Sun Temple Radio. Wonderful. David Peterson asking the final question. Did you guys have fun today?
I did have fun.
I hated it.
Notable fun things that were going on for me is playing a deck in which I didn't know what cards were in my deck. A hero who I didn't really know what her signature cards did. Couldn't tell you. So I was exploring, like I was learning. I would draw and it would be like, oh, that's cool. That's a fun way to just find out about this existing. And then there were fun moments, like the random T-Rex is funny.
Yeah, that's great. Sudden T-Rex.
I enjoyed the surprise Rex. And then the crazy turn, just seeing that happen was funny. Even me looking at I played Angela, and me seeing the fact that Ronan was in the deck was like oh my goodness, this is hilarious.
It'd be great if we didn't even know that, right? If it just went suddenly Kree fanatics like,
like if that big turn happened, it would be like,
I'm scared.
Crazy town. But no, I had a great time. But like if we like playing this, my next thing is like, well, next time on Hood, either more challenging modular sets, or we'll try it on expert, or try the standard 2 deck, or but that at its core, when I think that's a good balance for champions to strive for, which is if you're playing on standard and you have people that have played the game a lot, the odds meter maybe needs to be at like 70-80% win.
Yeah, the hero usually wins the story, right?
And then like if you're on expert, maybe it's 50-50. Right? And then if you're on heroic, it's like 20-30%. But I feel like
Grand Galaxy's Most Wanted, maybe 5%.
Standard Nebula on Galaxy Most Wanted. What do you think the odds of winning are?
It depends on the heroes. That's the problem. Is like so many heroes brick against that encounter, and other ones are fine.
Yeah. If
you're running the same old Captain Marvels, Captain Americas, etc., you'll be fine because they play straight up fundies and they don't care about all the different tricks that are out there. But if you're playing a Venom confuse lock deck and the enemy can't be confused, you have a 0% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Straight, I think pretty much.
You just have a
up.
lot of dead cards, right?
Yeah.
But that's where I think like one of the strengths of the game is the modularity. Modular sets, and the scaling difficulty.
Yeah.
And if you start on standard at this is already impossible, and I think it's less about even being able to win. Actually, it's not the win percentage. It's literally just telling you can't do certain things or making you not feel like a hero.
Is it a fun challenge?
Yeah. So in this case, it's like the idea of making Hood better and trying it again in some way is interesting to me. Especially because we can keep modular sets at random. So it's always going to be, what are we going to get this time?
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, the Hood is basically just like one of the greatest scenarios that has existed because it uses the system super well.
Yeah, would like to see more of that.
Would like to see more. Hey, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's a pleasure. We're happy to be here. We'll look at if we can get Arkham back in the pipeline soon. We're waiting to hopefully get some card images available for Innsmouth Cycle.
And if you're in the UK, check out our Cosmic and Mythos lines, now available with UK shipping.
Royal Mail.
And tell us about your experience in our Discord channel.
From the Queen to your house.
That's right.
Right through the Covenant ecosystem. Thank you for joining us, everyone. We'll see you soon.